Hello.
Hey everybody! Woo woo! Welcome to this week's episodes of Dungeons and Demigods.
Dungeons and Demigods.
We're here this week. We're here this week with our Percy Jackson themed Greek modern D&D campaign.
Oh.
Why do I hear myself? Who am I echoing
Don't
through?
worry about it.
I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
I don't want to hear my own voice. I want them to hear my voice. That's why we're doing a stream. Bleh. Anyway, this week joining us on Dungeons and Demigods, we have Witcha! That one.
Hey. Oh, this way. Oh,
That one. No, that one. You're right. I got it right the first time.
Right.
I fucked that up. You good.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay. Hey. Why didn't Percy?
Oh, she's lagging out.
Oh.
So sad.
No.
Hannah never gets
No,
to have a bit.
That's the bit. Why didn't Percy? That's the bit.
Why
That's the
didn't
bit.
Percy?
You know what? We'll
Didn't Percy?
That's a good
We'll go
question.
ahead, give Hannah a minute for her internet to settle. We'll pop
Am I
back to
back?
her.
Hello.
Not quite yet. We'll give you a minute. We're gonna pop back to you. We'll go ahead and go to Ben.
How do I follow up that?
Well, what
I
was
don't
Percy?
have a bit.
Am I
Percy.
Yeah,
yes.
you're back.
Oh, go, Hannah, quick.
Why did Percy?
Am I back? Okay. Okay.
Go for it.
I didn't hear anyone's guesses.
No, we didn't hear your joke.
Oh, she's
didn't
gone
hear
again.
No, she's gone. Ben, quick.
Hello everyone. I'm
Oh, she's back.
D&D.
Uh,
That's
damn it.
I play Luke, the child of Zeus, and Hannah has a bit. Back, Hannah reporting live. Hannah, what's the situation?
Nope, she's gone again.
Back to me in the
We'll come back
studio.
at the end.
We'll be back after the short ad break.
Okay, Birdie, why don't you pop up?
Okay, so Aaron said we could go totally crazy with our bits, so everyone
whatever you
strap
want,
in,
though.
okay?
I'm in a mood.
I didn't
Go
have
for it.
time for a bit
Okay.
today.
My name's Bertie the Bard. On all social medias, I play Cadmus, the son of Hades, and on Saturdays, I'm the Dungeon Master over on this show as a Mimic, so you can catch me over there. Okay, next.
Yes.
Hi. Hi, I'm Bunny. I'm Chaotic Bunny on all my socials. I play Maya, Unclaimed Child of Apollo. You can find me on Bar Community College as in a modern D&D campaign called Witches of Woodside. I play Cat, a bitchy sorority sorcerer over there. Also, on November 14th to the 15th, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. EST, we are hosting a 24-hour charity live stream on This Show is a Mimic. 24 hours non-stop, rotating cast. We're having D&D, Call of Cthulhu, Dust City Outlaws.
Yo, that's like a week and a half.
Oh,
It
it's too
is,
close. I don't like it.
and-
Nope.
I have
Pretty
not
hype. I'm
slept.
excited.
Too close.
I'm not excited for this. I mean, I am, but also like I'm gonna have to eat Vegemite.
It
I
has
don't like
been
this.
Stress Central. We are raising money for Doctors Without Borders, a very good charity, and we have lost Hannah.
We have lost to Hannah, and now Ben is the DM. Oh, Ben is no longer the
I
DM.
am the DM.
I kicked Hannah so that she could rejoin.
So as the
Oh.
DM, I would like to say that Chuck is alive. He survived. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, did you kick Hannah
Yeah.
after she rejoined? Because she had just rejoined.
Oh shit. No, I sent it to the I sent it to the Whisper channel.
Why have you done
No,
this?
no. I sent it to the Whisper channel, then I brought her back, and then she disappeared.
Okay.
And it's great
Okay.
though because I'm only half in the frame, so I can just do
Yeah.
that.
I love how
Hey.
slightly. Dude, I'm Addie. I'm Hannah now.
Wait, hang on.
Shit,
Hey
then
guys,
we got
I-
rockin'.
Aaron, you
Guys,
have to do
guys,
the bit.
Guys, I'm Vesta. I'm half.
Guys, what
Aaron,
was?
you have to do the
what-
bit.
No,
Why
wait.
did Percy?
What?
Luke.
Hey guys, can you guess why did
Cadmus.
Percy? Can you guess why did Percy?
Hey, I'm Luke.
Because his friends were in danger, and that's why you don't have fatal flaws, guys.
Wow.
So what are you gonna do
I
when I
don't
have like Percy die for you guys?
I don't
in this
have
campaign?
fatal flaws. I'm built different.
That's fine. This is amazing, by the way. This
That's supposed
is.
to be an impression of Luke?
No, but sure.
No. Okay.
Hi,
If you
I'm
felt
the
targeted,
brain
that's on you,
cell.
Ben.
No,
I
I was
feel like-
confused because
I
you were
am
still
Verdi,
doing
can
it.
you have our audio coming through, but just have not the cameras on? Because this is disorienting to look at.
We can go to holding.
Yeah,
Oh.
can you make our mics live on holding?
Yeah, we are. We're on. Holding,
Okay,
not
cool,
mic
dope.
live.
So we're
Oh,
still
Aaron.
talking. Audio
You know
only.
how you said to go full in with the bit? I just came up with a bit on the spot. Are you ready?
Yeah,
the audience can
I
still
have
hear
a
you.
bit
Is
too,
Hannah
and
back?
You're not gonna be.
Yes.
Hannah,
Okay.
Yeah.
We can go back. Hey, Hannah.
Why was Percy?
Everyone.
Why was Percy?
Tell us the answer.
Why was
Everyone always
Percy?
asks why is
doing-
Percy, but no one ever asks how is Percy.
Why was Percy doing so bad in school?
Because
Because
you
he has
guys.
Why?
ADHD and
It's great.
dyslexia.
We're below sea level.
That was good. That was good.
I
can we kick Hannah?
apologize.
Hey Hannah, you have advantage on the first
Stop.
D20 roll you make this second.
Stop this.
Thank you.
Cease.
Anyway,
You're welcome.
I'm Hannah. Schooner later on TikTok and YouTube and Twitch and all the things, and I play Addie, Aphrodite's daughter. I do that.
Good job.
And on Sunday mornings, I do a formerly known as Curse of Strahd campaign because a wish spell made that all messed up. And Monday nights, the Paper Dungeon. I
Dope.
remembered. Everybody.
And now if I remember, we've got Bonnie next, right?
Hang on. Before that, I just want to say Percy's failing grades are not a joke. He's never going to be able to get a job. Carry on.
It's so true.
He just gets paid in drachma and lives on like Mount Olympus. Fuck it, why not? Well, that's all that matters. Okay, Bonnie, I believe.
Try to do that
Bonnie
with my
went. Is it
dyslexia.
Abby?
It's my turn.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm disoriented. Thank you, Abby.
And we were told any bit, right?
Any bit
So-
will do.
I'm gonna read a good night story.
Oh, no.
Fuck. I'm regretting this decision. Go for it.
It's my favorite good night story.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Is it go the fuck to sleep?
Yes.
Better be go the fuck to sleep. Oh, thank God.
The cats nestle close to their
Are you gonna read the whole go the fuck to
Yes.
sleep?
Yup.
The lambs
Yup.
are laid down
It's a
with-
long story.
I'll be back in
You
a
are
minute.
cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please go the fuck to sleep.
Oh,
The windows are dark in the town, child. The whales
a whole
huddle down
fucking
in the
story.
deep. I'll read you one very last book if you swear you'll go the fuck to sleep. The eagles who soar through the sky are at rest, and the creatures who crawl, run, and creep. I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. Lie the fuck down, my darling, and sleep.
Are we gonna get a copyright strike for you reading a book on stream?
Possibly.
That's the end of fucking sleeping. Hi, I'm Abby. I'm clueless_DM. clueless_DM on all pretty much most social medias, even though I only have like 2 of them. You can find out which 2 they are by searching.
Sounds like a plan. All right, very dope.
I play V, who is a child of Dionysus. That's all. I don't do.
I mean,
upcoming podcast. I'm just locking dudes.
I feel like child is a very loose definition. I feel like she's more like a hellspawn of Dionysus.
Yeah.
We got one player left to introduce this week.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Do it.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to Dungeons and Demigods. I am your host, your ghost host. Kindly step all the way into the Twitch channel, and please hit that subscribe button. There's no turning back now.
That's a good point.
Our session begins in the sky on some Pegasi,
Oh shit.
where you
okay, I don't
see...
even need to be here. Dope.
I'm improving this, by the way!
That's amazing.
gone.
Keep going.
Where you see our party flying on the back as they appear running from the Aphrodite.
They're running.
Flying,
Flying.
But
Yep.
but narrator, what happened on these Pegasi?
We're not. Wait, did he actually make me the team?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you need me? I was busy over there
No.
because I thought What's up?
Oh shit, it's
It's not so
Duke.
easy to do my job now, is it?
Oh my god, it's Duke.
Oh shit.
I improved that.
How dare you?
I
This
hope
is
you
Chuck's
appreciate
hat.
it.
Fight me.
You look like the Arby's logo.
Anyway, I forgot the rest of it. Anyway, my name is Kate, or Claudia Kate, or just Claudia. I play Antigone Stewart, a daughter of Nemesis, who, you know,
She
Yeah.
gets
she's there.
Did
You can
she
find
cause
me
it NPC
on.
death? Yes, she did.
It's
She
fine.
didn't.
She kind of did.
Anyway, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch. Cloudy Kate. It's some form of that with different underscores or dots or numbers. I don't know. Hi. Bye.
Bye, Kate. Thank you for giving us that. And now that's everybody's introductions, right? Because we're not
What
joined
about
this week.
you?
Oh yeah, I'll do me in a second. But fair warning to the
You're gonna
audience,
do
this
me.
week we are not joined, as you probably noticed, by our wonderful Val, who plays the character Calliope, Cadmus' twin. Yeah, she'll be back next week, absolutely. And then without further ado, it's me, Aaron, Obsidian Olive, ya boy, leader of all the trauma here on Dungeons and Demigods. I am your game master, and we are back with this week's episode. So let's get into it. Getting back to where we left off last week, our players had made their way to the Pegasus Ranch belonging to one Charles Beauregard, also known as Chuck, who was a short-tempered, gruff, caring older gentleman who had kind of taken in the party under his wing and given them a safe place to stay for a few days. After spending a few days recuperating at Chuck's ranch, several entities appeared. One being V's guardian cat, some large creature disguised as her childhood cat Shadow, that she's now caring for and is healing. On her bag. She's got it in a bag, right? Like Chuck gave her a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in a bag on her
I
side.
imagine she just has like one of those baby wrap slings and is caressing Shadow like that.
I think that's
Very
what it was.
It's a
She's
baby
got a papoose.
alive doll.
She's got a cat papoose.
And then the next day, the Iamidai, a group of descendants of the demigod Iamus, who have been hunting the party for a few days, appeared at the edge of the property, and led a full-scale assault against Chuck's property, where his mechanical golems that he'd created fought armies and waves worth of serpents and snakes of all shapes and size. The party attempted to escape from the Iamidai with Chuck as their guide, leading them into the skies on his beautiful plane known as the Darling. The party split amongst 3 different Pegasi of varying sizes. However, The Iamidai seem to be one step ahead of them as they arrived on the back of a flying serpent, which did battle with Chuck's darling in the air. Unfortunately, both of them being grounded due to injuries and damage sustained in the battle. Chuck went to eject himself from his vehicle. However, the party did not see a parachute pop while they were flying away. And we will be returning to that scene directly after young Annie has leaned over and grabbed the hand of our child of Zeus, Luke. And you all kind of clutch each other on your Pegasi, having just seen Chuck go down. We can go from there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Buddy, do you have a thing?
Yeah, Brady's hand is up.
We're in the middle of an emotional thing. I don't want to interrupt.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get you in just a second.
Annie, are you okay? What's happening? Are you okay?
Chuck didn't make it.
I mean, he might have done. Like, I didn't see the chute, but maybe it opened late. What? Wait, how could you know?
Maya, keep going. Just keep flying.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Like a bad thing and a good thing happened.
Shit. Annie, that's not your fault. If that's true, that... Don't blame yourself. It's not fair. Nick will just like grip her hand tighter, just letting her know that he's there.
And by this point, she's like literally cutting off the circulation in his hand.
Yep.
Just not saying anything, staring at the back of Maya's head.
Yeah, he's just squeezing your hand back, not as hard, just like, this is fine. It's fine. She needs this right now.
Yeah. And that's how the three of you continue, or Maya has something?
She's just gonna like keep an eye on the other two Pegasi and make sure that everyone's okay.
At your current position, you're kind of trailing behind the two lighter Pegasi, or kind of keeping pace in front of you. Okay. Birdie, you had a thing.
Yeah, I mean, Child of Hades, I just want to try and sense if his soul has departed this realm.
Okay. That's an interesting thing to try. Go ahead and do me a favor, roll just a d20 plus your wisdom modifier.
That's not great. But it's not awful. Natural 20 plus 1.
Oh, let's go.
So,
oh no.
We're about to get some bad news.
Hey, your boy
So-
Troy, get that D20 rolling.
So, you, as you're sitting there on the back of your Pegasi, your sister in front of you, you look back at this section of forest where there is just smoke billowing where you saw the plane go. You saw the Darling, the beautiful bronze double prop propeller plane, just crash into the ground. There is a trail of fire leading where it crash landed. And you concentrate with all your might to see if you can feel that death energy, that feeling of a soul passing through the void. And at the current moment, you do not feel anything.
Thank God.
He's not gonna make it in the woods.
However,
He might. Shut up.
It's Chuck, though.
at the moment, because of how good that roll was, I will say you are aware of someone currently dying.
Fucking yay.
But you don't know if that's coming from the plane or any of the other wreckages around.
Yeah. Cad's gonna keep that information just right in his top pocket and keep flying.
Addie has not opened her eyes. She was just holding on to V and like nestling her head in to like, yeah.
Okay. So, the 7 of you choose to continue flying on your Pegasi? Okay.
Yeah.
Within 15-20 minutes of flying the speed that you're going, the smoke cloud from Chuck's property would no longer be visible. And after it passes through the clouds and over the horizon, you release this breath of... You don't think anyone's following you at the moment. You don't see anything in the skies behind you. You see the occasional bird. But for the most part, the height with which you're flying, you're skimming over the tops of clouds. The landscape below you isn't very visible. And if anyone is actively looking around, it is gorgeous. This is a sight that, even if you've taken a plane, even if you've flown in your life, this is an experience that not many people get. You are much higher than you ever went at camp on your Pegasi. And even though the wind is blowing, it's very quiet. It's being properly alone. And it's a different experience than what you're used to. And you just sit on the back of the Pegasi and you can fly for as long as you need to. How long do you guys fly for?
I mean, as long as the
As long
Pegasi
as
can go, I
possible.
think.
Literally as long as
Yeah,
Okay.
I think,
So
yeah,
Decide,
it's just a
decide,
case
decide,
of, like,
Okay.
Chuck said they know where they're going, so...
You guys are going to be in the air for a
Interesting.
while. Do you have anything you wish to accomplish while on the backs of the Pegasi?
Mine is just going to be keeping a very keen look around and just make sure that even though like they're out of sight and we seem to have lost them, she's still just gonna like keep a lookout and just
Okay.
keep an eye.
Maya, go ahead and make me a perception check for the first few hours.
And I can Cat assist.
Cat can make a separate one because you're on
Okay.
separate Pegasi.
Yeah. That's not great.
I don't see shit.
Well, that depends. What'd you roll?
I rolled 2.
15.
Rolled 2?
Plus
Okay.
my perception, so 5.
15. Okay. So. Okay. So, for the first few hours of sitting there, mostly in silence, all of you taking in the somber atmosphere of someone we just made friends with might very well be dead. Maya, you look around the horizon, and for the first few hours, it is heavy cloud form because of the humidity of the area you're in. But as you start to get to the drier parts of the state where heat is very excessive, it's not quite as hot where you're at because of your altitude, but there are less cloud forms in the sky. You are over desert and sand and hard pack and brush. And as you look around in the sky, you see the occasional group of birds fly. You see on the ground occasionally a car or a road or a city. But at the moment, you don't see anything supernatural or anything that looks like it would stand out of place. Mhm.
Is that for the whole? That was just for the first few hours, right?
That was for the first few hours. If anyone else would like to make a perception check for the next few hours.
Before that, at some
Okay.
point, I'd like to kind of not wrestle, but like kind of like try to get Addie to look out and be like, the snakes are gone. The view's really pretty. You should look at it.
I will make a perception check to just
Okay.
take in the sights around me.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Not that great, but let's
Okay.
add. That is. Oh wait. Oh, that's a 9, not a 6. Okay, so that is a 14 then. I thought it was a 6 at first, but then I realized where the dot was. So that is a 14.
14. Okay. At the point where you would look out, it's right when the terrain is stopping being humid wetlands and moving into more dry, arid desert. So you see these patches of very vibrant green that spread across this like orange, red, yellow landscape, and it is quite pretty. You can definitely see sections of like brown and gray where there's bundles of dead brush, and you see the occasional glimpse of movement of something down on the ground, whether that be a fox or some other animal that lives out there. It is pretty. It's like having a 360 view of the window from a plane, but so much more vibrant because there isn't that barrier.
I'll take that in, and I'll kind of like breathe in to come to a little bit and say, do you think we're gonna be okay?
I don't know. I am going to do my best to make sure you're okay. And to make sure that Maya's okay, and Cad's okay, and Callie's okay, and Annie's okay, and Luke's okay, but the most any of us can do is try at this point. I mean, you more or less saw they had a giant flying snake.
I know, we don't have to talk about that part. I know.
But, I mean, we've only been together, like, a little while. And, like, y'all are my family. And,
Yeah.
I mean, we brought back my cat from, like, death.
Mhm.
We brought back Cad from death. Well,
Yeah.
we can do that. You get the point. You get the point.
Mhm.
We've done a lot of
You
cool things.
want to play a game or something?
Sure. Anything?
Okay. So DM, we're a little too high up to play like the alphabet game with signs, right?
So much farther than that. You would need
I
the
think
eyes
it'd
of
be
an
really
eagle.
funny if we were like trying to though, and we were just like,
To be honest, most site-based games are hard at the speed with which you're going because
How about-
objects that are on the horizon disappear after 15-20 minutes.
Something
Okay.
beginning with S.
Well, you just play an
Snake.
alphabet
God,
game.
no.
But you do it with
Shit.
like you do like pop culture things. So like, what I like to do is like play the alphabet game with like Harry Potter characters.
okay, oh yeah, we could do that. Okay, hey V, what's your favorite, like, I don't know, universe, I guess?
Earth?
This is the day we found out V is not a nerd.
No.
I
Favorite
missed
universe
it.
is
It
Earth?
froze for me.
Earth.
Earth.
Okay.
I'm sorry if you were going for
That-
some pop culture
No,
reference.
no,
I literally
no, that's all right. What about I Spy? That's pretty simple, right?
okay.
Okay, I spy something.
I spy a good internet connection.
No, I'm not just gonna
Ooh.
do that.
Also, Australia plays I Spy a little differently. I found out we say what it begins with.
Yeah,
we don't
same.
say the color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
say
say I
we
Spy
say
with my
something
little eyes,
with-
something
Well,
beginning with
I was really-
A.
Yeah.
My instinct was really about to be like, I spy something blue, but that's literally the sky, so we're not gonna
We
go
can
there.
say that the two of you successfully play I Spy.
That sounds great.
And pass
Yeah,
the
sounds great.
time. We don't have to RP
At
the
one
whole of I
point-
Spy.
No, at one point I say I spy a depressed bitch, and it's Cad.
Addie for a second is like,
Cad can't hear you for
oh,
his heartbeat in his ears. fucking this high off the ground.
Cat is having a consistent anxiety attack for about however long you're flying.
Okay, that's all. We play I Spy.
Okay. So we've got the somber horse, the I Spy horse, and then the twin horse. For the sake of brevity, Cat, what are you and your sister doing while you're flying through the air?
Callie is just living life to the fullest. She liked flying the Pegasi for some reason. And Cad is just eyes. He was like trying to look out earlier and could not bring himself to take a good look around. So he's just eyes shut. Tell me when we land.
It's what you can do is pretty comfortably. You can lean forward a little, and your eyes being shut, and it is pretty restful if you wanted to catch some Z's while you're in the air.
I don't think so. He's just trying to be as aware of everyone around him as possible. And he's keeping an ear out.
Okay. Now we've had that. Does anyone want to make the perception check for the second set of set of hours?
Yeah,
I would preferably someone who's not Maya.
I would think it doesn't make sense for Annie to do it because she's not.
Yeah, I think
there,
as Luke will probably do that whilst he's like holding Annie's hand, kind of like as that's going on, he's kind of just looking around as well, just to make sure everything's okay
Roll me a
around him as
perception
well.
check. Maya can assist you if she would like.
Yeah. Okay, so that gives me advantage. Nice.
Yep. Because you guys are on the same Pegasus.
Perception. So that's without advantage is 21. So
21. Okay.
And then that was a 7. So yeah, 21.
21. Okay. At this point, you guys are transitioning from desert to you see some mountains in the distance. Not the tallest you've ever seen because you live in California and the Sierra Nevadas are huge. But you see a smaller range, and as you fly over, you see these beautiful white clouds, and you see, at this point, because of where you're flying, you would catch the eye of, let me double check. Okay. And then, okay. So, you would, at one point, look over and maybe, you can't judge distance, but miles away, to the point where they're barely specks in the sky, you see a flock of large winged beasts. You can't quite make out their actual body, but they're much bigger than anything that the mortal realm would have made, and they're not flying at you, they're just existing, flying in a V formation.
So I would have no idea what they are, though.
You could make some sort of history check, but it's kind of hard to make out. You'd have to be making some sort of educated guess.
In the week I've been at camp, have I seen these things somewhere?
These things?
Yeah,
No.
I'll do that. Alright. History. That -1. That's a 19 minus 1, so 18.
18. Okay. So, you don't know the exact creature, because that would be hard at this distance. But you know the Grecian myth has their fair share of creatures that are the body of a mammal with eagle head and wings, for some reason. So that's probably some variation of that. You can't make out an exact detail, but you see a flock of some sort of winged animal a ways off. They don't seem to have noticed you, and are not flying at you. But it is quite pretty to watch them fly.
Yeah, I think, he'll kind of sit there and watch them for a little while. Kind of.
And then, anyone want to make the perception check for the third set of hours?
Our horse can.
Yeah.
Oh, like someone on your Pegasus. I thought you were asking if the Pegasus could make the perception check.
See
the
for
horse
us.
can see.
Here, I'll do it.
Okay, I'll
Can I
give
make
you
one with
advantage.
disadvantage because I'm
Okay.
scared?
Sure. I'll let all three of that happen.
Self-imposed disadvantage. That's a 7.
7. Okay.
Saucy 20. Ooh.
Saucy 20. All right.
Ooh.
So, for the 7, you realize Callie's probably not washed this jacket since before you left LA.
God damn it.
Ew.
Wait, no, Callie
She-
hasn't had this jacket since LA. Callie's had this jacket since we left camp.
Not your jacket, the other one she's wearing.
Oh,
she's wearing
okay.
2, remember?
Gross.
Oh,
You're disgusting.
I'm not gross.
I'm talking
Thank you very
to Callie.
much to Callie. Okay, I just like.
I said it with the
Six
shitty
times
American
out
accent. You're disgusting.
of 8. So are you.
And you are also disgusting.
Addie, with your
Yes.
saucy 20, you guys flying over, you've passed your mountain range, and you're back in desert area. It is open fields beneath you, hard packed ground, cacti, shrubs. You don't see anything in the sky. However, on the ground, let me double check what you see from there.
Okay.
Disgusting. Disgusting. You see what looks like a sight that you're not expecting in the desert, because normally when you're over forest is when you expect to see some amount of deer or other wildlife, like grazing wildlife. But you see very similar looking creatures in the desert below you, moving between groups of cacti up rocky hills. Except these, upon further inspection, look oddly different. They have a different shape of head that's harder to make out at this distance, and there's something coming off their back. And you can't quite tell what it is at this distance.
Does it, like, spook me a little bit?
It definitely doesn't look natural.
I'd like to tap V's shoulder and point it out to her to kind of, like, check to see if I, like, am seeing the same thing.
I'll use my eyeballs and try to see too.
I apologize, party. I'm having technical difficulties. My headphones are dying. Let me replace the battery. I apologize for the non-professionalism.
Quick, let's say things about him while he's got his headphones out. What a
Aaron
what
is
a
a really
great
swell
DM.
guy.
What's it?
So,
I love
What's a
that
really
guy.
fantastic.
I love Aaron.
What an amazing
so much.
DM.
Such a good
friend,
DM.
and like
I-
he's
it's
so
just-
fantastic.
Like,
Just
I
like
can't
running
so
this
my
like
god,
a
he's
I
such
just
an
like giving a
asshole.
big
How
hug.
could he
It's
talk
really
to
the
everyone like
best
this?
hugs
What a
ever.
total
Buddy.
dickhead.
I can't.
And he
Buddy,
puts so much of his
we
time
were
into
saying
this
nice
campaign.
things.
I
you
know, I was
asshole.
saying nice things until he turned his headphones back on, and then I said mean things.
Wow. So Catfall's
What was the
also
question,
died.
Abby?
Can I use my eyeballs to see if I see the thing too?
Sure, but this one without advantage. You're just gonna make a straight perception check.
Okay. I'm using
Because it would
my
be a
dice
disadvantage,
bag
then-
from the familiar shop on Etsy.
Oh, the familiar shop,
Wow.
really?
That's
a
That's
nice
such a cool dice bag.
I don't have one. I have such a boring one. I wish I went there.
Yeah, you should
Don't
have gone.
you guys wish you
you
went to
should've
the
gone
familiar
to
shop on
The
Etsy?
familiar shop on Etsy.
I
That's
really
great.
wish I did, so I would have a less boring dice bag.
It's really cool. It's just a really awesome.
And look,
okay.
there's even a design on the bottom.
We're
On
not
mine.
sponsored, by the way.
Hashtag
Just wanted to
multiple.
throw
No, we're
that
not
out there.
sponsored.
Genuinely
just
Um,
Yeah.
We're not sponsors. We just genuinely love them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Supporting a
That's an
friend.
8,
That's an
14
8.
plus 4.
8.
18. 14
18.
plus 4.
Okay, 18. Yeah, you see the same group. You can't make out much more than she can, but you see it.
Okay. Yeah, there's something there. I see it with my eyes.
With your eyeballs. Mm-hmm.
With the honka-honkas.
At one point, like Shadow sticks his head out and is looking, but doesn't see it. So
Oh,
just puts his head back in the back.
I'd like to reach around and just kind of like scratch behind his ears a little bit,
Yeah.
little gently.
I'll like kind of like hold him back a
No.
little bit so that.
So you know how when you like scratch like a normal cat, the fur kind of like moves with your hands because it's very loose.
Mhm.
You just feel like underneath his very soft fur is just like rippling cat muscle. It's a very
Wow.
weird like feeling.
He's jacked, is what you're
He's
saying.
a jacked cat.
Like we thought that, we thought that Annie was the strongest one in the party. No, it's Shadow.
Genuinely?
Okay, now I
But, like
want.
actually though.
Can I make a request? You know that fan artist who's in the chat. Could you just draw Shadow bench pressing someone in the party? Like,
Yeah. Just like
Honestly,
like
Oh
the
boy, this
cat
better not
head,
awaken
and then
anything.
just like a absolutely ripped body.
Yeah,
She's got
okay,
abs.
so apparently
Need
I
it.
won like the fan art thing. I want a ripped cat.
Yes.
Rippling muscles.
Okay.
With one green eye and one blue eye.
All right.
Yes.
And that should complete your time in the sky as you spend about 12 hours in the air. Unable to get up from your saddles, your joints are sore, your face is
thought it was
cold and
8.
raw. 12.
I originally thought he said 14.
Yeah, but I also rolled for wind conditions. You guys didn't hit a storm, luckily. That would have been bad.
Wouldn't have I have been able to have some sort of control over that, though?
If it had come up, maybe you would have been able to find something out. But you guys rolled fair wind conditions.
Nice.
So, after coming over your second mountain range in the desert, you see that the Pegasi begin to descend into the desert, and you come below the cloud line for the first time since you took off. The sun at this point is gone. It has dipped below the horizon. And vaguely making out shapes as you land, you can see that they are approaching a small, low building, probably 40 foot by 30 foot. In the middle of the desert, no towns, no lights nearby. And because of that, as you look up, as you're landing, the sky is gorgeous. There is no light pollution here. You just see hundreds of thousands of stars. And that light is enough to guide you guys in to this building. And each of you tuck in your arms as you were taught, bringing the Pegasus down, and they land on their own right outside the building, their hooves sinking into the sandy ground next to them. It's a soft landing, easier than the one that happened at Camp Half-Blood. And the first thing that hits you is being on this lower altitude is the immediate chill in the air of being in the desert at night, and the smell of just clean air and sand. But you all land. It's kind of dark, but the Pegasi are all gathered along the front of this building, which seems to be some sort of bomber-style door, where it like opens up. What are you guys doing?
I'd like to stretch out my muscles because I've been sitting on a horse for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You are very sore.
Yeah, I'd
yes,
like
Ma-
to
Yoga with Addie.
Yeah,
Do yoga.
yes.
In the sand, just right there, you start just
Oh,
doing
yeah.
yoga?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Right there.
Okay. Maya, you have a thing.
Yeah, she's gonna go and open the bomber doors
Okay.
cautiously.
There is a padlock.
What?
Fuck.
I knock.
Yeah, there was a person carrying a key, and that person is not with you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. In that case, Cad's gonna just knock that block off.
Oh yeah, easy enough with a celestial bronze sword, like butter, mortal steel, just gone. Block falls off.
Now you open it.
Yeah, you open the door, and as you like open the door, you see that this is a hangar-style area of just like open floor space with tools on the walls, and it leads back into a darker building. But up at this front point, you see that there are several bags of just like plasticky material that has been woven together, like feed bags. It looks like near the front. There is a very dirty bathtub with a water tap directly above it. Probably a trough for watering the Pegasi.
Right.
And you would have to go farther into the building to see anything else.
Maya's. So the water isn't. Is it just a tub? There's no water in it at the moment?
No, there's no water in it at the moment.
Maya's gonna try and find a water source. She's
Okay, there's the
basically
tap
like looking
directly
to feed
above
and
it.
water the Pegasi.
There's the
Alright,
tap
she's
that's
gonna-
directly above the
Sweet.
Yeah,
She's
you
gonna
can-
turn it on and
As you
start
turn it
taking care of
on,
the Pegasi.
there's immediately this noise as air just starts blowing through the pipe and it vibrates, and then after a second, as at first there's a bit of brown water that just out, and then clear water begins to flow behind it. And there's the feed bags that are there if you want to cut one of those open. But as soon as the water starts going, the Pegasi trot over and begin to drink very greedily. They are very tired. Cadmus.
Cad's gonna start doing a search of the perimeter, and he's gonna look for any defenses that Chuck might have set up, whether they're like turned off and need to be turned on or not.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
I'm guessing Cal would probably want to go with him.
That's a saucy,
Cal would probably go with him.
Probably. That's a saucy 20.
Okay. Very good. You circle the house. There doesn't seem to be anything on the exterior of the house in terms of like weaponry or anything that immediately stands out to you. You see that around the house, it's been kind of cleared, where the sand has been very much, it looks like at some point somebody is like trenched entirely around the house and laid in gravel so that nothing will grow up against the house. There doesn't look to be anything immediately around the house in terms of other than just like brush and cacti, but you do hear bugs. You see the occasional skittering of like a desert lizard. And the air is very dry, so as you're walking and breathing, your lips are immediately chapped of just like, it's different being out here. What else is everyone else immediately doing?
I mean, if Luke will let her, Annie still hasn't like let go of her death grip on his hand and is just kind of staring at the ground as they walk.
Okay, well you guys are right outside the building. Are you?
Yep. Her hand right now. She's been gripping for 12 hours.
Is
letting go or isn't letting go?
Cold wind. She has not let go yet. You do not let go.
Okay. Yeah.
You currently just can't feel your hand.
It is just pure. No, there is no blood flow in your
pins
fingertips.
and needles are gonna be real.
Yeah.
Yup.
It's at that point where like even when you want to like move your hand, it does
or,
that
like-
thing where your muscles don't respond to your thoughts. They just exist and they're limp.
Yeah.
She's probably like let go her death grip and she's probably just like loosely holding his hand now, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's enjoying the circulation coming back. Like it's almost like he's
Pins and needles.
trying to stretch his fingers out a
it's
little bit
pain.
without making it seem awkward. Like he's just
It
like,
is-
yep.
it
get
is
some blood flow
just
back in
pain.
there.
Addie, like, is full on leading, like, a flow with V right now. And if Shadow gets out to stretch, then...
Oh, he definitely does.
Makes
So
no
yeah,
sense.
We're doing
So-
whatever Shadow does.
Yeah, she'll
That is
be
actually
like,
a good
"And-"
point. As you guys start getting yoga, Shadow does jump out of the bag and begin to stretch, and he does that cat thing where he kneads his hands into the dirt, or his paws into the dirt. And as he's doing
Very good, Shadow. Downward dog.
as he like leans his head down, you see his head raise up, and then you realize his head isn't raising, it's just the size of his head is increasing. As his entire body begins to grow up to its 10-foot form. The sand immediately being compressed even more and pushed away from his paws. As very quickly he grows to 10-foot long, 6-foot tall, his head larger than yours.
I told you.
Very much more defined. His green and blue eyes staring intently. And he stretches, and you see now that in this form, there is heavy scar tissue down and behind his ear. There is a very bare circular spot in his shoulder where that looks like where he got shot, of just like this rippling scar pattern. You see along the neck there, it looks like something slashed him, and there's a long cut down his chin that's healed over. And his ear is still split at the top. It's got a little nick in it, but he looks healthy. And as he stretches, he leans and enjoys himself and begins to turn. And you just spend a moment there kind of
She's
admiring.
straight up just taking yoga with us, V.
Well, after he finishes stretching, he bounds out towards the night.
Well,
This cat just keeps yashing us.
Am I able to try to stop it?
He would be a few steps away by the time you could even react. So, what are you trying to do to stop him? Are you just going to call out?
Vine whip.
Yeah, Shadow, no, they just got you back. But like much more angsty.
He
Much
turns
more
back
angsty
and
and sad.
he stops when he reaches the perimeter of kind of this yard area in front of the house where there isn't really any scrubs or bushes. And he looks back at you, and he blinks once and lowers his head, and then turns and continues to walk out into the night.
She's going to chase a dog.
There's dogs in the distance.
You guys
There's coyotes!
coyotes.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, by the way, as someone who grew up
It's
with
the
desert
coyotes.
coyotes are no fucking joke.
Nope.
They're
Fine, we'll
not
be
a
safe
joke.
'cause Shadow has gone to hunt them.
Oh yeah.
We'll be good.
Well, after that happens, Addie feels kind of awkward, and it's just like, and breathe in.
Downward dog! And I just slam my body down to the ground.
He is such an
Cobra
anime
time.
character.
Oh, okay. We could go straight to Cobra. That's cool.
No, it's reverse corpse. Just face down on the ground.
The dirt is cold and nice on your face. Like the sand is just like, oh, as you lean your face into the ground.
I'll just sit next to her and like stroke her arm a little bit.
So,
Be like, maybe he just needed. I mean, he's been a tiny cat for a while. Maybe he just needed to stretch his big cat legs.
Little Oliver, sleepy kitty, purr.
Do you wanna?
God.
Like, you can tell V is actually just fine. She's just being dramatic.
okay.
Do you wanna go inside?
Okay, she'll sit up and like kind of like brush herself up.
So, at this point, Maya, because you were the one who was basically the only one at this point who's gone into the house at this point to sort of take stock of what's inside. You walk in and you see that there is several large shelving units near the back of the house, where one of them has like a very thin mattress and a pillow laid on the back. You see that there is just a case of baked beans above it, and in the corner there is this welded together metal barrel on 3 metal legs that, if you look inside, has like soot and wood on the inside of it. You look around, you see that there is another shelf where there's just a cabinet with several, if you open them up, you look in, you see several flannel shirts and pairs of jeans and a spare pair of boots, and several pairs of underwear. All surprisingly clean for who Chuck was. But you don't see a whole lot else. This looks like just a rest stop that he would have when leading Pegasi places. There isn't a lot going on here in terms of like other stuff.
How much baked beans? Like, just
Like-
enough for one person, or?
If it was one person, it would feed him for like 2 months.
Oh.
It's a
so
stupid
there's
amount of
plenty.
baked beans.
That's
Okay.
a lot of beans.
A stupid amount of
Jeez.
baked beans.
She's definitely gonna start. Is the barrel in like? Is
It's
the house
movable.
an actual house, or is it like a shed? Like a, just a tin shed?
Like a it's made of cement. It is a building, but
Okay.
it's not like a home. There's not like drywall and things up.
Okay, so we could probably.
There are scrape marks on the cement around the metal bin.
Okay.
It looks like this is a bond pit that can be bonfire pit that can be moved.
Alright, she's gonna move it outside and
Okay.
start a fire.
Okay. Easy enough. There's a lighter that you can use. That's fine.
And start cooking baked beans for everyone.
So yeah, as you guys are doing yoga and the other two are just kind of standing out there taking in the view, Cad, you and Callie finish the perimeter and come back, and at this point Maya has drug out this metal pit that's made this awful just like noise as she pulls it out of the thing, but once she's a few feet clear of the
And
door,
she's like the weakest one, so she's just like a little bit at a time. It's like
it's not like super heavy, it's like maybe 20 pounds. It's just
But in
cumbersome.
wait, that's like 30 kilos?
What?
No,
No.
10 kilos.
What?
It's half.
Yeah.
I keep on doubling it instead of halving it. It's like 10. Yeah, no, she can. Yeah, she'll drag it.
Yeah. It's just cumbersome. It's 9 kilos.
I was close.
You're very close. And she starts getting a fire together, and then she shows you this box of baked beans, which the humor of that gets you just a little bit. Of course, Chuck doesn't need any other type of ration out here.
It's only one night.
But that's just kind of what's around. What are you guys doing?
Cad's setting up a guard post out just outside the doors.
Okay.
Yeah.
There isn't really like a chair or anything, so you're just gonna have to sit on the ground.
Funny, anything like a bucket or anything? Nothing?
Nope.
The whole place?
Setting up a guard post
stands
stands in place.
You could go get one of the cases of baked beans and sit on that.
Yeah, are they in like
Don't.
crates?
Yeah, they're in like large wooden crates.
Yeah, okay, one of the ones we're not going to be using tonight just grabs a big crate of baked beans.
Okay. You could probably take one of
Yeah.
the pillows that he's got on his bunk and put it on the baked beans to make it a little more comfortable.
We've all got bedrolls, haven't we?
You've all got sleeping bags, like the tiny like thermal sleeping bags that like go in your camping
Yeah,
bags.
he was just gonna sit
No.
in his sleeping bag on his little guard post and just eat his baked beans.
And that fire is really nice at the moment because it is very cold right now. Because it is winter in the desert.
Unfortunately, yeah, Cad's just sat in the entranceway a little ways away from the fire, so he's very. He's scanning the horizon. He's not letting his eyes off the sky as he scoops his beans into his mouth.
Everybody else does their dinner. You can all, instead of marking off rations, can mark off baked beans.
And Annie will will make her offering to her mom, but just kind of like hesitate as she's holding her plate over the bonfire.
Okay.
So then take a deep breath and just offer.
Okay. Yeah. After you over at the bonfire, you scrape out a scoop of beans and it sizzles in the fire and immediately becomes smoke.
Addie will as well.
Okay. I'm assuming that
Look-
unless
look-
otherwise
yeah,
stated,
look-
each of you make the offering to your parents.
Like Cad doesn't.
Yeah, you follow straight after.
Cad, you do not. Okay.
No point.
Good to know. You just eat your beans sitting over there after they've been heated on the fire. Because in order to heat the beans, all you do is you take the top off and sit it in the fire,
Yeah.
wait for it to cook, and then pull it out.
Shit, is that how you make
Also-
beans? Oh, God.
That's how
So-
you reheat baked beans on an open fire.
Dude, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Look like I've ever eaten baked beans over in an open fire.
Dude, you should
Actually,
try
don't
it.
talk to
It's
me. I'm wearing a
it's
drug
fucking
rug right now.
feeling. I was like, it's a feeling.
It's a
Yeah.
it's like the whole. It's you don't do it for like the food. You do it to feel like a
No,
cowboy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I have made popcorn over an open fire before, though, while camping.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we needed popcorn, apparently.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do before they go to sleep?
I was just gonna say that I put my legs inside my jacket to be warmer.
So you are on your sleeping bag, legs in jacket, and the top part of your sleeping bag wrapped around you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
good to
I
know.
am like fetal position tonight is how I'm
Okay.
sleeping.
And you guys are going to sleep out under the stars?
That's
Uh,
Thought about it.
Wouldn't it be cold out there?
Okay. Also,
It's gonna
something I
be
should
cold
mention
anyway.
is the Pegasi,
Inside?
after they've eaten from their feed bag, because Maya opened one of the feed bags for them and drank their water, they go over to one side of the house where there is no gravel, there is just sand, and it's underneath an awning, and they just sit with their hooves directly underneath them, and all look like they've slept here before at some point. So I'm gonna go Cadmus and then Maya. So Cad.
During the fire, when everyone was doing their offerings, Cad's gonna go over and sweating under his breath and go, "For Hephaestus, you lost. You might have lost. There's Charles Beauregard. He's a credit to you, and he might be in trouble. He can't give you an offering, so I am."
Good to know. Thank you for and this one does and smoke just like the normal meals. Maya had something.
She's going. She's just gonna look at Cad and just go, "Are you taking the first watch, I assume?"
Yeah.
Alright, I can take the second.
Yeah, I'll look you up.
I can take third watch. You can do that. Annie, do you want to take that with me? And he kind of like gives Annie like a look, like you need to talk about anything. This is your offer.
Yeah, I'll take watch with you. As she just kind of.
Sure.
Okay. So, taking watch. Everyone lays down for bed. Most of you in the outdoors on the sand. Is anyone taking the mattress that is still in Chuck's area?
If no one takes it first,
Okay.
Daddy will.
I offer to share it.
I would share it with V. I'll share it with
Okay,
V.
you two can go sleep back there. That's fine. You're both small enough to fit on a Chuck-sized mattress because he's short, but he's wide.
He's short, but
Is
he's
he
wide.
a dwarf?
You know that
That's why
like
you dad
wide
built like
meme
a
of
big
like
V.
he's like the
Aaron,
real
you
life
didn't tell us Chuck was thick.
Yeah, Chuck thick boy. He wide. He not fat. He just built. He's like the human equivalent of like just a square. Yeah, the two of you can absolutely share that. Anyone sleeping outdoors besides Cadmus?
Cab
everyone
wouldn't
else
sleep,
sleeping on
Cab
his
wouldn't
bed
sleep
floor?
outside. He's
Yeah,
just
but for the
staying in his
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Luke will kind of sleep like just in there, just because if there is anything that's gonna see them, have slightly
Yeah.
less chance of seeing them if
Well,
they're
inside.
inside.
She'll Maya will put the fire out with Sin and make sure that there's no like smoke coming out overnight.
Okay. I will say without the fire, it will be very cold tonight because most of you are sleeping on cement. So just making you all aware. Okay.
Is everyone okay with that? Maya's gonna check with everyone else first before she does
I
it.
mean, Addie and V are huddling for warmth.
Yeah, you two are gonna be
so
warm.
We're good.
It's
I mean,
gonna be cold.
why are we sleeping outside specifically?
No, none of you are sleeping
We're not.
outside. You're all
We're-
sleeping
no,
we're
we're
not
indoors.
sleeping
outside.
inside.
There is no
Inside is
heating
still gonna be cold.
in this house.
Sorry,
We're gonna-
I've
we're
been.
No, it's
You-
all good.
you good.
Put out the
That's
fire,
all
but
good.
we're gonna put out the fire. We're gonna keep the doors closed.
Yeah,
Okay, that'll keep you warm for a few hours.
it's
And most
yeah,
of you, I'm
it's
assuming, will
worth it.
huddle with someone at some point for sleep.
Sure.
Because as long as you're grouped up, it's
Oh.
not going to be an issue.
Oh,
Just huddle close together, just like sardines.
something Maya will do before we go to bed.
Cuddle puddle.
Yeah.
fuddle.
She's going to cast Cordon of Arrows around
There
the
we go.
property.
Okay.
Yes. Beautiful.
So you take
Finally.
4 of your arrows and stick them into the ground. This is a trick that you learned your last couple days of camp. You got this, and you stick it into the ground, say some words, and you feel like the magic has taken effect. What have you clarified as beings that are allowed to be in the area?
Oh.
I'll just say, can I specify the person?
Not
Is that
again.
what just-
You're supposed to specify what is allowed,
Oh,
That's annoying.
not what is not allowed. It's what is allowed.
what is allowed?
You could say
'Cause
like the names
I'm-
of each person that's allowed.
Can I say
Well,
that?
My cat. And my cat. Please
And
don't
I'll say
kill my cat.
I'll say
Wait.
Can I say the names of the person? Because I
Yeah,
assumed
you
that
can,
I
it's
could.
just your intention when you draw it, or when you make the spell. It's just whatever your
So
intention.
I'll say that the cat and everyone that's like currently
and
in the
Chuck, and
radius
Chuck,
is
and
allowed to
Chuck.
pass through, and Chuck.
Okay. Writes down Chuck skeleton. Okay, cool.
Aw.
Can't trick
Uh,
you,
Joke.
motherfucker.
Joke.
She'll
We
let,
canonically don't know if he's dead or not.
she'll talk to Cad because he's obviously like watching her set this up, and these explosive arrows, you can pass through them. They're fine. You can pass through them. They won't explode. But
Okay.
if anyone that's not us gets close, they'll explode. So if you hear big Boom.
They
I'll
don't-
run.
We should
I'll go
probably
run.
start
Bad
running.
things.
DM question. You are aware they don't explode, right?
They don't? I thought they did.
No, they just fire themselves from the ground into that person.
Oh.
They're like bottle rockets.
They just... Yeah.
No, okay, that's
You got magical bottle rockets.
That's real-
Congrats.
that's real good. Cat
Yeah,
is
and then-
currently Cat's
Okay,
trailing
well,
his-
she'll
trailing
explain
his
how the spell
shotgun.
works. I read ammunition and assumed it was like.
Okay,
hang
good to know.
Maybe one day it'll be explosive. Cat's cradling his shotgun.
Hannah
okay.
and V, what is your passive investigations? So just 10 plus your investigation modifier.
14.
Investigation. 11.
Addie,
Yes.
when you lay down,
Uh-huh.
you roll over and there's a lump in the mattress underneath you.
Ew.
I will
This is-
get
It
up.
feels like hard and it has edges.
I will get up.
Is it a
Okay.
gun?
Oh no.
I think there's something under the mattress. I'm not going to be able to sleep with it in my back like that.
It's a fucking shotgun.
Lift.
Okay, lift. There is a small
Health
red
lift?
cardboard box. It's easy enough. It's a thin, like, travel mattress. That's, like, yay big underneath the mattress.
Okay. Slide
You want
closer.
Slide's pretty
open
easy.
it?
It like, rattles as you move it.
So, okay.
No, like,
okay.
in terms of, like, there's something that it, like, there's small objects in it.
Right.
And then it
Okay.
explodes.
If it was hidden, then it probably was meant for Chuck, not as a trap for someone else trying to look at it, right? I mean, that's right.
Yeah,
V?
Open it away
that's
from
what-
yourself.
Oh,
Hey cat, look what I found.
Okay. You have to do that thing where you, like, put your thumb, like, into the cardboard tab and pull it out and then lift.
okay.
And you lift, and there are 20 red cylindrical objects with bronze caps on them in there.
Oh, fucking
Would I
God.
Was I
recognize
was with
these
Chuck
as
for-
You would both know exactly what these are.
I can!
Yeah.
Look what I found.
We found bullets!
Terrific. Thank you.
It was. You're welcome.
Hey, wait!
Oh.
I like to mention that Addie and I both have like one side of the box. Oh,
You're like,
Why?
what's the magic word?
Please may I have the shotgun shells because I helped save your cat's life?
I mean, that's like a sentence, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I give him my half to.
Okay. Yes, you can mark down 20.
Are these
Shotgun
also
slugs.
Yeah.
They deal piercing damage. It's very nice.
And then I will put the mattress back and push on it to make sure there's no more lumps.
Yeah, there's no lumps. It's not the most comfortable thing, and it smells a little sweaty, but it's not like bad.
Can I? Okay. We've been through a lot. I don't know. Would I still have perfume on me?
Definitely. It's in your bag, and I haven't separated you from your stuff yet.
Awesome. So I'll just tell
Yeah.
V.
How
I'll
dare
just
you.
tell V. I'll be like, here. We should probably let it air out for like a couple minutes, but I can't sleep on this.
Oh,
Flip
no,
it.
oh.
Yeah,
And
flip
then
it, do it again. It's actually, if you, when you remember from when you, like, lifted up the mattress, the bottom side, way clean. You realize it wasn't intended to be,
what?
like, an off gray-brown color. It was a white
I
mattress
will
at some
flip
point.
it over then. I will
Oh.
do that as well.
Okay, yeah. I almost got birdie. Damn it, I was trying so hard. Okay, yeah, you flip it over easily enough, you get comfortable and feel clean.
All right, and
cleaner.
it smells. Listen, V.
It smells a little better.
I didn't use one of those like super obnoxiously fruity perfumes. All right, classy. It's just like
Okay.
pleasant and fresh.
Mhm.
Oh, and I include the Pegasus in the spell.
There we go, that's what I was waiting for earlier.
Oh shit, that
That's
could have
what
been
I was
so bad.
waiting for.
Oh my god, that could have been bad.
Oh, I was really hoping you weren't gonna
Fuck,
remember that.
We try and fucking leave tomorrow morning. They all die.
Oh my god!
Jesus.
There's
You
4
get on the Pegasus and
arrows.
it just
3 Pegasi.
I was writing my notes, and I was like, Augury against, and then I was like, oh fuck, the Pegasus.
The Pegasi.
all right.
God.
Is anyone else doing anything before watches begin? Okay. Well, then, if that's the case, we're gonna go ahead and do our break there because your DM really has to pee and can't get through all the watches without it. So we will be back. We'll
Sounds
say at the 50-minute mark. Does that sound fair to everybody? Give us a 12-minute break.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
We'll be back at
Yeah.
the 50-minute mark of the hour.
Yeah, yeah.
Please be back. We love you guys.
Bye.
Back in a
Hydrate,
sec.
hydrate.
everybody. I just watched Ben vor an entire granola bar. It was great.
Out it comes.
There it is. There it is. So, welcome
Like a
back to
snake
Dungeons and
getting
Demigods.
scared.
We're here with the party's first night in the
you,
desert,
Aaron.
staying at Chuck's shed. I mean, come to the U.S.
Please do not.
You want us
Please
to
Anyway.
roll this whole cookie?
We did
Shit,
not
we might
need to
get
do
we
that.
might get some claims for that.
Want to
That's
watch me
sexual
pour this
content.
whole glass of wine?
That's
we
not
stop saying the
bored.
word
Wanna
"vor,"
see
please? Thank you.
more?
Okay. So, getting back to where we left off, everyone had just bedded down for the night, and we were going to start with our watches for the night. So, watch number 1. Birdiford, may you
Hey, it's
please make me a perception check for the night.
That's a 17.
17. Okay, good to know. Over the course of your watch, the first 4 hours of the night, you sit there in the quiet desert, and because you're outside, you can no longer hear the sounds of your friends resting. There's no breaths, no movement, nothing. The only sounds are the occasional desert breeze and the skittering of nearby small creatures, the sound of squawing birds out in the distance, of different insects making their vibrating noises. It's lonely, and it's more isolated than you ever felt in the sky. Even though there's all this life in the desert, you've lived in LA your entire life, and looking up at the sky where there is no light pollution at all, seeing this sight of so many beautiful points of light makes you feel really small in the world. But you don't see any creatures over the course of your watch. So you eventually get up, can go inside and wake the next person.
Go and wait, Maya.
Okay, Maya, you are awoken at probably like 1:30 in the morning. You getting up and going to take your watch?
Yep, she's gonna go sit in the spot that Cat set up.
Okay. You go out, sit at Cad's spot where the baked beans under your butt are still a little warm, because Cad's been sitting there for a while. You have your bow ready, this intricate piece of rosewood that you've not had a chance to really play with yet. And you sit there and you wait. Can you go ahead and can you roll me a d20, please? Or, sorry, not just a d20, a perception check. My brain was looking at the thing directly in front of me.
I had a heart attack. I'm like, why just a d20? 19.
19. Okay, so over the course of your watch, you sit there, and very much like Cadmus, you don't experience any motion, anything other than the open desert. You occasionally do hear the distressing sounds of desert birds moving, things hunting. But near the end of your watch, you see that there is the horizon. In the distance, you see that it goes on for almost ever in the span of just flat ground. But to one side, there is this mountain range that you can barely see, but it starts probably 7-8 miles from you. And you can see the ridgeline across the sky. And you notice that the ridgeline shifts slightly in terms of the shape of the top of it. And looking closer, you see a large feline shape, probably 10 feet long, 6 foot tall, jumping across the top of it. Probably shadow out hunting. But that's it for your watch. And then you can go and wake the third watch if you'd like.
And I do that. I go wake up Luke.
Okay. Luke, you're awoken for the third watch.
Maya. Thank you. Yeah, my turn.
Okay, Luke, are you
Um,
going to wake anyone else up?
Yeah. You're just gonna like vaguely shake Annie and be like, "You doing watch with me, or are you sleeping?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
go out and
Yep.
sit
There is
outside.
the one seat, but outside is still frigidly cold. It's very early in the morning, still dark out.
Pull on her little leather bomber jacket, zip it up, and just kind of sit there, staring.
Okay.
I'm guessing she takes the seat. If she does that, I'll just like lean against the wall, kind of next to her.
Okay.
And just watch for a little bit. You want to talk about what happened, or you can't? You can't blame yourself.
I messed with something I probably shouldn't mess with. My mom doesn't take favors lightly. She doesn't do favors. Everything has a price. And I took out a pretty big loan. When we were shadow traveling, all of us, I may have tilt the scales a little too far. And I knew it would come. I knew she would claim that debt and come looking for payment. I just assumed it would be on me always. I didn't think she would go after someone else. As she kind of shows him the eye patch that she's been fiddling with in her hands. It belonged to my brother, Ethan. I didn't know he was my brother and he was still alive. Another child of Nemesis.
What?
She took his eye in order for him to, I don't know, win. There was a big war before, months ago. And she took his eye to ensure that he would be able to help. I always thought it would be like that. Thought, oh, maybe she'll hurt me. That's fine, you know? Didn't think she would hurt someone else because of what I did.
That's... You can't blame yourself for that.
It's my fault, though. I know I can't prove that she messed with his gear, but I felt it. Kind of like she was
Felt the
showing me
shifting
what I
back.
did. Kind of like she was telling me this is what I did. This is because of what I did.
You still can't put that on yourself, Annie. We were desperate.
I just don't want to hurt anyone else.
You won't.
I was trying to do good by joining you guys and helping out.
You did. Chuck might be okay.
He might be. I don't think she'd let him be, though.
You can't put that on yourself. It'll crush you. It's not.
His harness would have worked if I didn't do anything.
You don't know that. You don't know that. And even if that is what happened, there's nothing else you could have done. You helped us, and as the way it seems to go, the debt needed to be paid. But you had no idea it would come back on you like this.
No.
I mean, I know it might be hard to accept it yourself, but just know that I don't blame you. And I think you did a good thing. You helped all of us.
Yeah. I want to do good. There's so much evil in this world. set some stuff right, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, you've helped all of us more than you know already. I mean, heck, I don't know what I'm doing, and
You
can't
don't.
tell. I've kinda, yeah, thanks. I mean, that's why I've been kind of asking you for advice. I don't really know what I'm doing, and kind of before we left, we kind of expected to just know. Like,
Yeah.
unnatural ability would just guide us, but I'm not so sure. I mean, a lot of people kind of told me, "Oh, you're the son of Zeus. You must know exactly what you're doing." I have no clue at all. I don't even know what that means, honestly.
I don't think a lot of us know what that means either. That's it's a lot. There's not many of you out there. As far as I'm aware, you're the only one.
Yeah.
It's hard not having anyone to guide you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Like I
that's why I'm
said,
glad that you're here, because you're guiding us, even if you don't realize it.
yeah, it's hard. For years, I didn't know who my mom was. And then I found out. Then I found out I had a brother, and that he had died. I mean, I knew he died, but I found out he was my brother. Then I get sent on that quest, and
A lot of things at once. A lot of things to process.
you're a smart kid, you'll figure it out.
Is that what they tell all of us?
Just... No. Especially not Mr. D. He won't tell you that.
Oh boy. He's an interesting character. I'll say that.
He's... You get stuck babysitting a bunch of angsty teenagers for hundreds of years. See how happy you'd be.
Yeah, I think I'll leave that one up to him.
I'm glad you guys found me.
Well, I'm glad we found you. And hey, you're one of us now.
Yeah.
We're all gonna make it back. People were asking about you before we left. And wondered where you'd gone. Someone mentioned something about a child of Nemesis, I remember.
Really?
Yeah. People knew you
Didn't
must
think
still
many
be out there
people-
somewhere.
Didn't think many people cared about me.
Of course people do.
Huh.
Why wouldn't they?
I've never really been one for the spotlight. I have friends at camp, don't get me wrong. Just... I don't know. I always kind of hung back. Some stuff has gone down the past years, and I don't like to get involved unless I really need to.
Yeah.
But
At least you had that choice. I mean,
yeah.
so I'm grateful the dad, called me out pretty quickly. It was kind of in front of everyone. Pavilion?
Really?
Yeah, Pavilion. Yep. At
My
breakfast.
mom showed up at camp during dinner one
Seriously?
night. Yeah.
A god shows up at camp and they're like, "Sup, I'm your mom.
It
Go
was
do
more
this quest
so
thing."
like, daughter, rise and kneel before me.
Oh god.
And then
Gods,
yeah,
I should
it
say.
it was not a big chance of that happening for you, at least. It was everyone watching. Oh god, that was
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that was a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks.
I mean, when you come back with us, you'll have completed 3 quests. You completed your own, and, well, you're part of ours now. Even
Not
if...
so sure if mine is finished.
You think so? You think there's
I
more
don't
to
know.
it?
Maybe.
You think maybe, I mean, from what I can tell, this is, don't take this the wrong way, but fate seems to always find a way. Maybe you getting caught up before you got back to camp was part of it. I mean, obviously, I would never wish something like that upon you again, but, like, I mean, you're here now. I mean, do you really think it was coincidence that we found you?
I don't think anything is coincidence.
Yeah. We wouldn't be able to do this without your guidance. There's no way.
Glad I'm able to help. Least I can do since you all saved my life.
Well, it's the scale's tipping back, I guess. We helped you,
Yeah.
now you're helping us.
Yeah.
One thing. That ability
Yeah.
you have, what did you call it?
Which one?
To tamper with, like,
Oh, I mean, I can kind of tilt the scales in one way, and then eventually they even out again, and I take a bit of a hit.
I know you might not want to tell everyone else about this. I mean, if you do, you absolutely, like, should. Like, you can trust all of them. I've known them long enough. Like, you can trust them. But if you want to keep it to yourself, like, that's okay. Like, my lips are sealed. I won't tell anyone. But
I don't want to hurt anyone. I can't do anything like that again. I took a risk, and I thought it would hurt me, and it hurt someone else.
If you're in that situation again, where you feel like you can use it, if you do, just let me know. Just so I can, I guess, prepare for the worst to happen. If something does go
Thanks.
wrong. Just so we have a little bit of a heads up.
Okay.
You got this. We're all here to help you.
Thank you. Thank you, Luke.
You're welcome. And thank you for helping us.
So, as your guys' conversation starts to wrap up, is when the sky begins to be a little bit lighter of blue. The sun is still not quite up yet. But you would see at this point, because he's not hiding, a large black shape approaching camp. Long, shaggy fur. And Shadow walks through the main central area of camp and goes over to where the Pegasi are and curls up around them, being able to almost encircle one of them with his size. For everyone else, there is one dream that we do need to go through before everyone can awaken.
Uh-oh.
So, Annie.
Yes.
Sorry, not Annie. Addie. You guys have very similar names. Very similar names. Addie. Addie.
Not me.
Had to catch her off guard like that.
Addie.
Uh-huh.
You fall asleep that night. Warm, comfortable, safer than you've been. And you close your eyes, and you begin to just have a normal dream, some random remembrance of an audition you had to do once. And you're there in front of the screen, behind you, the lights all facing at you, and there's someone calling out to you different poses that you should do for whatever outfit you're doing at the time. There's the flash of the camera every once in a while. And you hear your dad, as he always does at all of your photo shoots, giving you just like call outs and good pointers of like, you're doing great. You just got a couple more. I think you fix your hair a little bit, but you're gonna look amazing. And you hear him, and it feels so safe and comforting. And then he stops talking. But still that voice is there, calling out, giving you poses. And there's this worry in your chest, this building of, where's my dad? And you go to move, to do anything, to leave out of the poses, but you realize your body is locked, and you are continuing to do whatever pose is called out. And you look down, and you realize your hands are bound in thick cords, snakes, scaled, moving, pushing your hands into the poses that they should be in. And you hear that voice, what sounded like just a mean director you had to deal with once, is in your head. And it's giving you these poses, telling you to do things, and it's guiding you, leading you, showing you that it is in control, not any of you. And eventually, photo shoot ends, and you hear for someone to turn the house lights back on. And as everything behind the floodlights that were lighting you is illuminated, you just see you're in a dark, sandy cavern with a large, golden browned reptile looking directly down at you. Its fangs larger than you, its skin loose and sagging off of it, with scales bigger than your fist, eyes more yellow than amber, and it just stares down at you. And you blink once, and you wake up.
I gasp awake. No, literally, okay, you said it was a dream, not a nightmare, alright? Ha! But I wake up and I'm like, did I wake V up? She's like,
V is the
me.
heaviest sleeper of this group. You would not have awoken her.
That's true.
Oh no!
Okay.
Currently, no one else in the room has stirred at this point.
Okay.
It's just you. You see V laying next to you. Cadmus is curled up, his back against the wall, shotgun still within arm's reach, as Callie is on his other side, with her head on his shoulder. Maya on Callie's other side, curled up. Annie and Luke are not in the building.
How long do I think I have slept?
A decent amount of time. You see that the one window that's in this building, there is light coming through it. It's not properly morning, the sun probably isn't out, but there is light.
I am not gonna go back to sleep. Is there still water in the trough?
Yes, but it is full of horse spit. You did see that last night. You would have to fill your water. You have a water bottle on your bag.
Okay, it would wake everybody up. Maybe I should wait. I will just curl back up and not fall back asleep, but just try to tell myself that, that didn't mean anything. Everything's probably fine, Maybe I'm just scaring myself because I don't like snakes. I shouldn't read into this too much. My dad's probably fine. He's fine. Everything's fine.
As you lay there, kind of fitfully trying to stay awake, Cadmus, you had something?
I was gonna say, if she was gonna be awake, Cad would probably be the first one to rise. He's been getting up super early.
Yeah.
He's gonna do
Sleep is not something that is comforting for Cadmus anymore.
And he's gonna do a walk at the perimeter. He wakes up.
Okay. Getting up, I don't think that her being awake would be something immediately noticeable to you, so I'm just gonna say you get up.
Curled up, yeah.
Yeah. So you hear Cadmus get up and start putting on his jacket and getting his weapon ready. Are you carrying it around still in shotgun form?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Would Maya be awake? Maya would probably be an early riser.
Yeah, I'll say she'll wake in just a few. Yeah, and Cadmus begins to get up, and as he's getting ready, I'll say, Maya, that's when you can wake up.
just wake up. She's going to do a couple of things. She's gonna she's gonna stash some cans of baked beans. Just like 2
Okay.
or 3.
You can write 3 cans of baked beans in your inventory if you'd like.
And she's just gonna make sure that everyone's like water bottles are full,
Mhm.
and just make sure that the horses are like nice and rested and ready to fly for the day.
So you and Cad can both walk out. Cad, you open the large door, which is rather loud, but you do it as quietly as you can. And it kind of brings this already, without the sun even being out, there's this warmer gust of air that comes into the shed because of how this shed is built, being concrete. It is quite cold inside. And you open it up, Maya. The sun, like, not even out yet. Already, your eyes are very sensitive to it, and it wakes you up. You two can come out, where Luke and Annie are already sitting there. Annie having taken a seat on a box of beans, and Luke up against the wall.
Morning.
You're
Morning.
pretty chipper. Oh, it's like what? What time is it? Like 8 a.m., 7 a.m.?
It's like
Sunrise.
5, 6.
Oh,
I'm
you're...
a pretty big morning person.
Actually, that makes sense.
Rises with the sun. Haha.
Yeah, my grandmother is like the goddess of night. I am not a morning person. How'd you
Everyone
sleep?
else up?
No. No more visions?
Me?
Yeah, or do those only happen when you draw?
Yeah, I've never really been a dreamer. I don't have a lot of dreams. I had one dream. But that was pretty scary. But that was before I left for camp, so
Yeah.
I just like to draw, and it seems that they happen through my journal, so
Okay. And if you'd like, the two of you who set out with goals can go out and accomplish your goals. Birdie or Cadmus, you can do your perimeter of the building again.
He's looking for any signs that people have been here, and he's probably going to go out a little further than just the sandy perimeter.
Good to know. Go ahead and make me an investigation check or a survival check, your choice. And then I saw Addie has a hand raised, but I'm gonna have Maya. Maya, you go over to the Pegasi where they're sleeping. And the first thing you notice, there's a large black shape between you and the last time you saw the Pegasi. It's a
Oh.
wall of fur.
That's an 18.
Good to know, thank
that
you.
was not there when I left.
And then you realize you hear like a low rumbling noise.
Oh.
Oh, my mic doesn't pick it up. Fuck. But it's a purring noise.
Yeah, I kind of just like give it like a little like tap tap, and then just.
And it shifts slightly under your touch, but doesn't move.
Does it do that little like that cats do when you first touch them when they're sleeping?
Yeah, where it's like the fleck like flicks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Cad, you rolled an 18.
I did.
So you would move a little farther out from the house, and you immediately looking around the area, you already notice shadows, paw prints in the dirt because they're huge. It's hard to not notice them even with how light-stepped he is. Looking around, however, probably about 80 feet from the house along the back side of it, you do notice that there is a trail of some kind. You can't tell if this is an abandoned walking trail or a game trail, but there is a trail. And what catches your eye is not the small animal prints that are on it. You just see what looks like handprints, but walking on it.
If you're completely allowed to contradict me on this, Kaz's going to try and shift his shotgun into a sniper rifle.
That is the wrong type of ammo for it to hold.
I'm well aware of that. He'd remove the ammo.
Oh,
and then-
for the scope?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he wants to just use the
100%
scope.
you can do that.
He just wants to use the scope and have a little peek around.
Okay, yeah, 100% you can do
Cadmus,
that. I'll give you that
American
one.
sniper.
He knows he can't
Not
use it
the
as
best
a
thing
gun,
to
he just
reference,
wants
but
the
it's a
scope.
sad thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, 100% you can use the scope. You do your best like impression of like the few shooting video games you played growing up. You're like this, and that's kind of the form it takes, where it's got these like long spines coming off the barrel. It still looks super wicked and mean. This bright metallic red sniper rifle. But looking down the scope, you are not sure how to calibrate a scope, but you kind of like fiddle with it.
I mean,
for a
he's
bit.
using it like a telescope. He's not using it like a...
Yeah.
You're not trying to get
Yeah,
an accurate
definitely.
shot on something.
No, but yeah, but it's still like the whole lenses and everything
Yeah.
making it work. But after a few minutes, you can get it to work. What are you trying to see with it?
People? Any signs of
Okay.
civilization and people life?
Roll a perception check.
Big money, no whammies. Ooh, 17.
17. So, looking in the general direction of the tracks, you don't see people, you don't see cars, you don't see an outhouse, you don't see anything. But you do look, and that is the direction that the mountain range is at. So you figure if anything was there, it would probably be in the mountains.
We need to get moving.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, that's everything covered today.
Okay. Maya, what did you say?
Has it been 8 hours since Maya set the...
Yes, your spell would be inert at this point.
Alright, she's
So you
gonna
can go gather your
into
arrows.
arrows.
Yeah.
Does it look like any of them have been tripped?
Not at this point. Addie, you had a thing.
Addie's gonna wake up slowly and try not to wake V, but try to find Maya.
If you are in any way trying to not wake V, you don't wake V. Because
She ain't waking up.
Unless you are actively shaking him. You don't win.
Yeah.
Shaking her, sorry.
yeah, you get up, and very easily after getting up, you see that Maya has led the Pegasi around Shadow's basically unconscious body at this point, and has gotten out another bag of food or feed and laid it out for them.
Addie approaches kind of timidly and very clearly, like, wants to engage in conversation, but is a little scared.
Who is on TikTok?
Playing music.
Who is on
Oh,
TikTok?
uh,
How fucking dare
That
you?
was me.
Phones
I
on
thought
during the session?
Yes.
Disadvantage in the
Maya-
next D20 roll, you think. How dare you?
Maya turns to Addie and
Fair
just goes,
enough.
Oh no!
"Hey, honey, how'd you sleep?"
Not great. I had a question. So, you have like visions sometimes, and you draw things, and you can kind of guess what they mean, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just like gut feelings,
Okay.
and I've learned by now to kind of not read into my drawings too intensely, otherwise I can be really wrong about them.
What if it's a dream?
What did you dream about?
It seemed like a normal dream. I was just auditioning for a modeling gig, and my dad was there, and there was the director behind the camera calling out poses. And then my dad just stopped talking, and the lights were really bright, and I couldn't see him anywhere. And I realized that I couldn't do anything except the poses that the figure was calling out to me. And then I realized it wasn't even me doing the poses. It was snakes moving me, and the figure was a really big golden brown python with big fangs looking down at me, and my dad was gone, and then I woke up.
Well, the thing we're fighting is called Python. Running away from. Do you think it might have your dad?
Yeah. I think so. I think that if it wasn't just my mind doing this and it was very purposeful, it was a way of telling me that I don't have any control right now and that I'm just a puppet.
You're not a puppet. The thing about bad guys is they like to think that they have control over everything, and they want to scare us into thinking that as well. Like Iamus, he said that we were all going to die one way or another, but
Mm-hmm. But what if he's not just saying that this time? What if he has my dad and therefore I have to do what he says?
then we go get your dad so you don't have to do what he says.
Okay. My
A lot of
dad
people-
doesn't like snakes either.
I don't like them either. I've always been very icky about them. It's ugh.
He's probably really scared.
Bad people think that the love we have for people is a weakness, and they like to try and exploit it. But it makes us stronger. He might be really scared, but I think his love for you will help him a lot.
Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to ask you about that. Maybe you'd know what it meant.
I think dreams are common for us. I think I heard Annie talk about it. Apparently we have dreams. It's like a demigod thing.
That almost doesn't make me feel better. That makes it real. Not just my fear. Just my mind, you know. Sometimes people have nightmares, that's just a thing, but if it's a demigod thing, that means it could be very real. And accurate.
It could be. But there's a strength in that too. It means you know more than you did last night.
It's true.
I draw things really scary, but it means I know more.
I just wish I could talk to him. Tell him that I'm coming. That I'll be there. That he doesn't have to be alone right now.
You might already know that.
I
He's your
hope so.
dad.
Yeah. But He's the kind of dad that probably hopes I won't come, because if I do, then I'll be in danger. Is that Shadow?
Yeah,
He
he
came
must have-
back.
Yeah.
Ugh,
still
I
haven't
gotta
met him
go.
on my watch, but
That's okay. I gotta go get V. She'll be really happy about that.
yeah, I'm just getting
Um,
everything ready for us to go. So
and I go and I collect myself.
she'll like call out to us like she's walking away and just say, "It's really scary sometimes doing this, but just remember about the love you have for everyone."
Okay. Thank you. And I'm gonna go wake up V.
Okay. It takes a
I'm-
minute or two of shaking,
I'm sure it does.
but you can get V up.
Hey, V. I know something that might make you wanna get up.
Free alcohol.
Close. It also brings the good feels.
Serotonin.
Is it
Shadow's back.
Oh! Oh! And then I
Mhm.
actually get up and I'm gonna look around.
He's outside with the Pegasi.
Okay. I rub my eyes a whole lot and I'm gonna go up to see my kitty.
There is outside a giant wall of fur that is asleep.
Hey, Snookums, it's time to get up! And I'm just kind of like throwing myself over top of him, like rubbing.
It is loud enough to where everyone who is outside, which at this point is everyone, can hear that you yell this. And
Yeah.
you see the wall of fur shift slightly, and a face sticks out, where one green eye opens. And then
Oh,
it closes
doing
and
that?
puts itself back in the bundle of fur.
Oh no, buddy, you can sleep, but you gotta sleep in small form so I can put you in my bag. We gotta get going. Alright.
Say no more.
I pick him up, put him into the bag.
He weighs maybe 3 pounds. Look at this.
3 pounds
like
of
a-
solid fucking muscle.
Fucking real.
You're steel.
Yeah. You put him in the bag. The rest of you, are you getting ready to go?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you all get together your stuff. If no one else wants to do anything else, you all can just close up Chuck's shed.
I'm gonna grab some beans.
Okay, how many cans
Yeah.
of beans you grabbing?
3.
Okay.
Pretty
So-
heavy, I don't want to take too much.
I'll grab 3 as well.
I'll grab 2 bags of beans.
Bags of beans.
Ah,
Wait, sorry.
of
Wait.
I
My
just like to
brain
think you
just
empty
went-
out 2 people's backpacks and then you just put
Sorry.
beans in their backpacks.
Well, wait. But that's
Sorry,
a good point. Oh, sorry.
No, my brain went Club Penguin mini game from coffee shop. I'll grab 2
Not coffee beans.
cans of beans.
Oh man. What
My
a
question was
throwback.
gonna be: is the Pegasi feed is
Is that also
is
baked
the
beans?
bag easily transportable?
It is
could I?
40-pound bags of grain.
That's what I thought.
I-
But is there a smaller bag maybe that we could try to? I just want to bring food for the
Wine
Pegasi.
Seeing how much
Like-
they eat, you could not bring a manageable, reasonable amount of food for them.
Okay.
Can-
Well then,
can we-
did Maya already feed them breakfast?
Yes, she's fed them.
Can we ask them if there's food where we're going?
Yeah, go up to one and ask.
Annie will go up to the
speak to
Pegasus, Pegasus she was riding with Maya and Luke, and go just kind of start brushing its neck. I don't know. I don't do horses. Petting it, pat, snout pats. Do they like that? I don't know.
I like when you rub their Yeah.
Up near here.
Okay. Ooh, she gives him great cheers. And then she's like, hey, pal, so I know we're going somewhere new. I don't know if you know. There's going to be food for you guys there. We want to make sure that you're okay. That's a sneeze. That got in my face. Okay. I
So
don't
you
know
might
if
have
that's a
got
yes
Jesse.
or
He's a
no.
bit of an asshole.
Is that a yes? Is that a...
You just keep
I don't know if
sneezing.
that's...
They don't have many ways of communicating. They are horses.
And it's just gonna like pull its head out of your hands and trot over to a shrub bush and just start chewing on it.
They're good.
Okay, so,
They're
alright,
fine.
the Pegasi will be okay. Cadmus, they're a lot
That's good.
smarter than you give them credit for. They're not just horses. These are ancient
I know, but they have the
magical
same level of.
beings.
They have the same ability of communication. They only have hooves and the sound. I'm not saying they're not smart. I'm saying there's not many ways for them to express themselves.
Well, he managed to do just fine. I got it.
Great. Was that Jesse?
It was my horse.
Oh, you went up to
My
your horse?
Pegasus.
Okay, then
Okay.
yeah, that
Yeah.
still would have done about the same. Jesse would have been a little bit more of an asshole.
Yeah. No, I went up to my Pegasus. What's my
Yeah.
Pegasus's name, by the way?
You've never asked.
Shoot! No,
never
I would have
know.
asked before we left. I would have asked.
Yeah.
Let me roll. I mean,
Jesse,
here, did anyone
Uh,
take notes?
Oh, because at one point, no, I was trying to write them down because I remember at
think
one
I
point,
Yeah.
did.
Cad asked which ones we were taking, and
Yes.
he listed off the names of them, but I'd only had time to write down
See, the
Jesse
thing
before, I
is
forgot.
Chuck took that off a list of names that I have, and then the DM didn't write down which ones you're taking other than Jesse.
Ah.
So,
remember Jesse.
I only know Jesse because he knows all.
if
of
you
the
want, we can
secrets.
retcon the names of these Pegasi right now.
They're all called
Quick,
Jesse.
someone go watch the
I
bot.
demand a name for my Pegasus.
Or we could just
Jesse,
pretend that you have the name.
And Percy. They all rhyme.
No,
And then,
no
like,
tanks.
Steve. Jesse,
Steve.
Persanthemum, and then Steve.
You and me need
Persanthemum?
discuss, and your
I don't know,
friends
was that a
need
name?
to-
Here, we'll pretend like you have the name for now, and then the DM later will go back and watch the VOD and tell you what the DM said.
Thanks.
Just a
Yeah,
reminder
colours.
that all of the VODs that are currently available are on the Schooner or Later YouTube channel if anyone wants to go check those out.
I did get
Okay.
a question about that on one of my videos last week.
I'll
Nice.
check them out sooner or later.
YouTube. I hate you, buddy.
That was good. No, that was
I hate
good.
you.
That was good.
Got 'em.
I like it.
Yeah.
So you all can tack up the Pegasi as Chuck taught you. Get all of your stuff together. Close up the shed, even though there no longer is a lock for the shed. Get your stuff together and get on. And as soon as all of you are on the backs of your Pegasi, same configuration as last time, they begin to trot forward and start taking off. Luke, as your Pegasus begins to trot forward and start to take off, something catches your eye to the left of you. And you see there's a cactus maybe 60, 70 feet away from you. And sitting perched on it is a large bird, brown gray feathers,
Oh no.
with a red head and no feathers on its head, just like red
Oh.
skin, with like
Like a
mane
vulture?
of like a vulture, Kate. I was gonna
not a-
call
Like
it a
a s-
buzzard, but yes,
Not a grackle.
but like a very large vulture, and it's just watching you guys as you take off. But you
Someone
specifically
shoot
would
it.
that would catch your eye.
I think since we're like all like taking off and I can only communicate, I'm guessing I can only communicate to the two that I'm
Other
with.
horses, yeah.
Oh, I can communicate it to everyone.
Well, if you want to, you can yell. I'm like, these are not loud animals. It's as loud as a horse trotting.
Be like, I'll just give everyone a heads up. Be like, considering our running with, normally I'm okay with birds, but considering what we've had recently, something watching us over there.
And you're saying this, by the way, as you're coming off the ground, like as your Pegasi are taking flight.
Yeah, kind of like pointing it out. Where it
Maya's
is.
gonna keep an eye on it as we take
Go
off.
up.
What's it?
Luke's watching.
And as you guys begin to just rise, spiraling through the air, your Pegasi just unfolding their wings and letting these thermals, these drafts of spiraling warm air, take them up into the sky. It doesn't move. It just continues to stare at you as you take off. And then fairly soon, once you're like 100 feet off the ground, it's totally non-visible to you.
So tempted to zap it. So tempted.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Maya has her bow within reach.
Yo.
And you all begin to take off. You're back up in the sky at this point. The section of where you're being at, your Pegasi are flying a little lower and closer to the ground. It's keeping you at a warm temperature without being too low. And you take off into the sky, and it's this part of the desert. You landed yesterday with it being not very visible because it was past night, but now that you're awake and it's daytime, you can see that there are large mountain ranges off in pretty much every direction and just a flat basin of desert, and it is beautiful in the early morning. It's maybe an hour past dawn and the sun is just cresting one of the mountain ranges. But it's early and you all take off for today's flight. And you begin to fly closer to your destination. So for that, for the first few hours, let's go ahead and have a perception check from any one of you, whichever one would like to do it.
I'll roll one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So
I'll
if
take the
is
next
this?
one.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, our horse
I
will
will-
take this next one because we're doing I Spy.
And
the
you
recall.
can, and Maya, you can assist Annie with the perception checks. Annie, you do have advantage.
Oh, so advantage. Cool.
Cad,
That's a dirty 20.
Hey!
Cad would be, but he sucks when he's in the sky, so he's not.
It does.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Okay, so dirty 20. Traveling, you actually, as you're flying, you've seen like cities go by and roads go
Yeah.
by, but eventually your Pegasi are flying and they actually settle over like a main highway, and you guys just start following that west, hundreds of feet in the air above it, and you see cars and you pass cities. And it takes you through some very mountainous areas. You see hills and these large boulders and all these different things, like just rough trees and bramble. But there doesn't seem to be anything supernatural as you're moving. And for the first few hours, you just travel, performing activities that you've done the day before, playing games, resting. Maya, did you have something?
No, it's fine, but she's gonna take the third batch of hours for
Okay.
perception check.
So for the second one, Addie, you are being assisted by V.
Yay!
Perception check.
Ooh! 23 with assistant.
23. So, you would be the first one to notice when you guys start leaving the desert. Because you've flown over miles and miles of mountains and deserts and hills. And eventually, you're passing over large rock faces that then lead to open desert that lead into grassier areas where you're beginning to see cities pop up. You see hills and greenery. And as you're flying, you see so much more urbanization. The air around you has become much smoggier, much less tasty to breathe from when you were in the desert. You realize, looking out forward, you begin to see familiar cities. You see Fullerton, Anaheim. You see a park in the distance with a large white castle.
Wow.
Guys,
More-
like, can we just have a day where we go to Disneyland? Let's just
In
like,
game?
go to Disneyland.
Go
Oh
to
my god,
Mouseland?
please! Oh my
Go to
god,
Mouseland.
please!
The non-
Guys,
was it?
I am so
Clubhouse?
Disney deprived.
Was
Please
he-
let
was
me
he allowed to
pretend to go to
Clubhouse?
Disney.
If you don't
Kate,
think
Lord,
that
Don't
Disneyland,
say the D word. Stop saying the D word.
if you don't think
Don't
that
do that.
Mouseland
Wiki
in the
Wow.
PJO universe will
Wiki
not be
Wow's
teeming
Funhouse.
with monsters, Mickey Mouseland is definitely teeming with monsters in PJO.
I don't.
Yeah.
We have a command. Let me check. No. I remember having a command that was like WikiWows Webhouse or something.
So, you begin to see familiar areas, and at one point, Addie, your Pegasus, for the first time across the journey, makes a neighing noise, and it turns its head slightly to look back at you, as if asking where they're landing.
Okay. Good question. Okay. Okay. Do I think that there were safe alleyways by my penthouse that...
There was a park a few blocks away.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of a place that could have, like, minimal people so that we don't just, like, land out of the sky, even though I know the mist will, like, take care of that a little bit, but it's still weird, no matter what they're gonna see, if we just come out of the sky. So I would like to go to that park and see if there's a spot that has minimal people willing to make an investigation check for that.
To roll an investigation check just to find the park, or survival, your choice. Because you're looking at it from an overhead view, which is something that you have not really done before.
It's not great. 9.
You start circling, and you can't tell from the top what is. It's like you might be in, like, Long Beach, but you also might be in, like, Palm Springs. You have no idea. You have no clue where you're at. But, however, I will say, now that you've gone this far west, the rest of you, several of you are from the Los Angeles area, but for some of you, a couple of you, this is your first time seeing this sprawled out, chaotic mess of cities. You see palm trees and people in shorts and large, long roads and just this wonderful, warm vacation spot of a city. And as you get closer, you can see at the very edge of the horizon, so far away from you, the lightest gray, blue, green outline. That's probably the Pacific Ocean. Luke and Cadmus, if the two of you would like to attempt to make separate investigation or survival checks to recognize the terrain.
Are we in the air?
Yes. You are in the air.
And I'm making it with disadvantage.
Okay. For
That's
flavor,
but you're making an advantage. Allie is there, so it's a straight
Okay,
roll.
I'll do a straight roll.
for
That's
flavor,
it, too.
I would love to think of it as I don't know, because I always rely on, like, the Maps
The
app
GPS.
on my phone
Yeah.
or something.
You don't have the Google Map.
So
what
for
was
flavor.
what was the check?
Your choice of investigation or survival.
Well, if it was
Investigation or
investigation, it's a
survival?
2. If it's a survival, it's a 3.
It's survival. Which it is. I'm gonna take survival. That's a 19.
Much
15
better.
plus.
Cad's never
15
seen
plus 4.
California from the air, so...
So,
I feel like
as
being
you're
in the air
all
is helping.
spiraling, at one point you even see your Pegasi begin to separate and drift as 3 people on 3 separate Pegasi begin to kind of look for a place to land. Luke, eventually you don't see your home, but what catches your eye is you see a low building between other buildings where one wall of it is just gone, and there's caution tape all around it and plastic sheeting on it. And you recognize that as the bar and venue that your mother played at. So you know where you're at now. You have found a location.
Oh, I wasn't thinking I was gonna see that much. I didn't think I was gonna see that anytime soon. Okay. So whereabouts? Okay. So
It's within walking distance to your house.
right. Would Addie have told us where it was, or would we know from there?
I mean, I know my address, right?
Yeah, but you don't
Right,
have.
but not like
You don't know
Right.
where she lives. Like,
no. So I wouldn't be able to work it out from knowing that point.
No.
I wouldn't be able to work it out.
definitely not.
I'll
I will.
describe, like, the color and, like, what it looks like and, like, the trim and, like,
Cool.
what the
Not
garden looks
not
like.
helpful.
And we have a pool in the backyard, and I'm
Cool.
just...
All right. Yep. He'll communicate to everyone else that we've got nowhere easier to get to, he
Can
does that
I
whole thing where it's like, hey, I can
try
see
to
my house from here.
another check, possibly? Can I? Here's what I'll do.
The thing is,
Can
at this
I-
point, you still don't know where you're at. You just know that Luke knows where you're at.
I was gonna ask if I
I'm gonna
could
say
sit
that.
down a little bit to see if I could see better.
I'm communicating to everyone that I know where we are.
Okay.
Fair warning: things like telephone lines and stuff like that exist. Bringing
I
Pegasi lower is dangerous.
Oh, I wasn't saying like super low. I was just saying like a little low to where the things aren't ant-sized. They're maybe like.
No, I assumed you were coming down to where they weren't ant-sized already. It's just to
I
the point
see.
where
Yeah,
it's still hard to navigate, especially with
Okay.
like you didn't drive a whole lot. You were driven places,
Yeah. Right.
so it's more of like you don't have this grasp of the landscape.
So what did Luke yell?
Lucas
Where-
said he knows
where
where
we
you're at.
Hey, I can see my house from here.
Where are we then?
There.
A recognizable small LA area town name.
Do I
Okay.
know recognizable small area
You've
town
heard it.
name?
You know the general area. It's like southwest of where you live.
Okay, that's like
I mean-
southwest of where I live.
Wait, Luke.
Do you not know where you live? Should we just go to mine instead?
I
I was
mean,
gonna say,
Starting
Luke, can we
point.
just land at your house? Will your mom mind? Does your mom know, like, what you are?
Definitely. And he kind of has that moment where like he's been so focused on like everything going on, he's realized that the one person they haven't tried to contact yet is her. He's like, I hope she's back, and like kind of instinctively starts going towards it.
Well, you did try, didn't you? But you couldn't get through because
Nope.
Iris cut us
I
off.
didn't get
I
a
was the
good
only one who didn't try.
Okay.
It was after he was
I
gonna
mean,
go after.
I also didn't try.
Yeah, but that's for reasons.
So, should we go? Okay, I guess we're going to Luke's house, guys.
okay, can we maybe
Wait, hold
stop
on.
by my house later? I just wanted my dad. I haven't been able to talk to him.
Yeah.
Guys,
don't
can
know
we
if
think
we
about
could-
this? Python went to all of our places.
Okay.
He
I don't
knows where
think
we
he
all
went to
live.
mine.
This is the. By the
My
way, in order
family
to
was-
cross horse, you do have to shout to get this point across.
Yeah, I mean, my family was fine.
Your family, yeah, but you're in New York, aren't you?
Yeah,
A little far.
upstate. I mean, they have ways. They can travel.
I'm just saying, if we're finding a safe place to take shelter, the places where we've already been attacked might not be on that list.
So what are you saying?
That we don't go somewhere that Python knows that we have attachments to.
We were going there anyway. We were gonna be
Yeah,
going
we
we
were
had
gonna
to-
go
we're gonna be
to.
going to
we had-
Addie's place.
We had to come to California. That was unavoidable. We have to go to the
I
Dionysus
kind of
place.
want to make sure my mom's okay. Not
Your
gonna
mom
lie,
your
Cat.
mom will be safer if we are nowhere near her.
She has said that before.
Mm,
Believe me, I know. There's nothing I want to do more than go to that hospital and check on my mom, but we have to be smart about this. The Iamide know everything about us.
Okay, so what do you
Cadmus is
suggest then? I mean, where
so
is
where are we
safe?
going?
I don't know. I'm just as new to this as you are, but not into the jaws of the
Cadmus has a
trap.
point. We shouldn't. Luke, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Kind of like looks down. I'm guessing I can see like because we're so low now. I can see like
you
the
can
exact
see your house. It's there.
Just
Yellow
like,
trim that you and your mom have never liked. The like white paint.
Oh, God, wanted to paint over that so bad. Yeah, he'll kind of just like look longingly towards the house and just very quietly, probably. I guess only Maya and Annie would hear this. She'd just be like, "I hope you're okay, Mom. I hope you're okay."
She's just gonna reach back and squeeze his hand again, but not hold it. Just squeeze.
Not
and
death
then
grip
go back
this
to
time.
How she was sitting. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a quick.
He'll appreciate that. He'll kind of like squeeze it back and be like, "Thanks."
Your mum knows how to fight. And I think if we
Like
go
how she
Sierra now,
does.
we might be
Absolutely.
Your
we might be
mom
giving her
knows
more
how
than
to
she can handle.
Is your mom a demigod? She knows how to
She's
fight.
a
What?
clear-sighted mortal that's probably could kick my ass. Not gonna lie. No, actually, she definitely could.
Huh. My
Is
stepmom
it-
can see through the mist.
Is the wind like harsh?
No, it's gentle. They're
Okay, she's gonna take out a journal and show her the photo that she drew of Sylvia, and she's like,
So directly, Maya reaches into her bag and pulls out her small leather-bound journal, and holds it up over one shoulder to show you. And on the pages, Annie, there is, with the flapping slightly, you can make out a drawing of a woman laying in grass with long braided hair, with a thick parka on, holding a bow in one hand, just sprawled out across grass.
Anything that I would recognize that she's wearing or anything, or
Not with this drawing, not in the moment, no.
I have a feeling she'll be okay, Luke.
I hope so.
Cadmus.
Really.
Oh,
hope
sorry.
so.
Sorry, I was going to go Cadmus, and then I realized that V has had her hand up for a while.
If I can call her at some point, I'd like to.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's safe.
V, you had a thing?
Yeah, so as much as like V loves her friends, she also wants to land these Pegasuses. While they're talking, can I look for anywhere that looks like a
There
okay place
are
to land?
parking lots behind buildings, there are parks, there are plenty of open spaces that you could land a Pegasus at.
Alright, I'm gonna, cause I'm in the front, I'm gonna whisper in the ear of the Pegasus. Hey buddy, is there any place you think we should land in this general vicinity?
It goes and just shakes its head as it's flying.
My thing is directly relevant to this. If that.
Okay, yeah, Cad, what's up?
Yeah.
Cab was going to suggest the skate park where he and Callie would often go.
That's a little bit of a flight, but you could probably figure out where that is now that you know the city that you're currently flying over.
Guess that to the group.
Okay.
I feel like Callie would suggest it.
Callie would probably suggest it.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is where I can use my
Let's
board.
go skating, y'all.
I want to skateboard!
Okay. So
You guys
You
want
guys
to go skateboard?
can start making your way there. I am going to need an advantage survival check from you, Cadmus. I'm trying to lead them there.
That's a 16 investigation. You said survival. 17 total.
Okay. That should be enough to get you guys there within the hour of looking around and swooping over parks and thinking you've seen it and not quite having seen it. And then finally you make it to this small, dilapidated park with this section of just U-shaped ramps and sewer pipes with graffiti on it and no kids playing. And you guys can land the Pegasi there.
Honestly, never thought I'd be back here.
Alright, so
Well, there's
we should probably check to see if Eddie's dad is okay.
yeah, how are we gonna do that?
Do you know how to get there from here, Addie?
DM, would I
Yeah.
have a better idea? Yes.
Now that you're on the ground and know exactly where you're at, you would be able to get there
Yeah.
pretty easily. Because it's also, this is much closer to where you grew up than where Luke grew up.
So, like, how long do I think, like, walking?
Walking, 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Public transit, half an hour. Driving, 10 minutes.
Okay. I repeat that.
Real life question. What are California's
Yes,
gun laws?
Relatively strict. You cannot We're not an open carry state, if that's what you're asking in terms of a shotgun.
Okie doke.
Yeah, that would be super suspicious, and people might get really scared.
Cad's gonna
Yeah.
turn
Honestly,
his
Yeah,
Cad's
Cad's
looking
gonna
kind of
turn his
sus.
sniper rifle into a
Dagger?
It's gotta be a martial weapon.
Oh, yeah.
It's a short
Scimitar.
sword.
Short sword's martial.
Yeah, okay, short sword, and just put it in his bag.
Okay.
Enough that he can
Easy
grab
enough.
it if he needs to, but yeah.
Easy enough. Good on you. Good on you. Yeah. As you land and start getting off of the Pegasi, they take a few minutes and start grazing on the grass. But they don't make any motion to follow you, so this is probably the end of their journey.
He's kind of just gonna give Jesse a little pat.
He nips at your hand.
Have a safe journey back and walk away.
Okay. So, you guys are gonna try and head to Addie's dad's house.
Yeah.
Are you going to walk? Are you
What
going
we just said.
to try and take public transit? Are you?
Can you guys give me... Hang on, how long does it take to...
Addie, does it have do you have like a doorman or something?
DM, I don't know what. Well, I'm probably not a doorman, but I would assume that like people come to our house to clean and stuff, and like do.
yeah.
Alright.
I'm just wondering
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's a way we can check if your dad is in the place without going in the place.
Give me a minute. And she's
Okay.
going to quickly sketch out and cast Augury and basically have the plan of action be if we go into Addie's home and check to see if her dad's okay.
Okay. You put your pencil down and concentrate your magic into it. And after 10 minutes, your pencil never moves. Neither weal nor woe. There is no reading off of this.
So nothing happened.
But they also had, when we tried to iris message, they had like ways to stop it. What if they have ways to stop what you're doing?
They do. They fucking...
This, to clarify, your spell was cast. You did the thing. You just received
One
the
of the-
answer of
yeah.
neither weal nor woe.
Nothing. So I can, yeah.
Meaning,
not-
well,
yeah,
It's not blocked. It's just that the results aren't good or bad.
Mhm.
Well, what if
so nothing.
So he
So
might
nothing.
not be there.
yeah, I can. If there's absolutely no result, then it's probably empty, right?
Do we even know where we
Like-
have to go after that?
Well, we wine country, right?
The labyrinth.
Oh, wait. We'll come back to that one.
Wine country, right? It's north.
With San Francisco.
How far north?
That's like an 8-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Okie
You all
doke.
mentioned the labyrinth, right?
I mean, you remember the entrance.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's no way to not remember where that is.
However,
Yep.
we don't have any way through it,
We might.
so we need your mom.
Yeah, if she's home.
Can we
We've
get
been
her
through
to
it with her
meet-
before.
Can we get her to come to us?
If we call her, but we don't know if Iris is accepting our messages, and if we use phone, big bad, lots of monsters.
Yeah.
There's
Well.
definitely some here that I don't want to see again.
Yeah, me too. Well, we know Iris was refusing our messages. We've moved since then. Maybe she'll be more receptive.
I mean, that was days ago. As
Yeah,
long
we
as we
wanna
don't
try
all
it
try
here.
calling.
Why not? What's the worst can happen? She doesn't accept our call.
The
Okay,
Iamite
you guys.
track us. Just
you
like
guys
they
are
did.
ready for this, then
That's not how
I
the
guess here's the
Ironite
best place to do it before we move. No.
Can we make a rainbow?
How are
Yeah.
we making a rainbow?
So we're in like a neighborhood with houses, right?
You are currently in a skate park.
An escape park.
We could
Is
press
there
a
like a
hydrant.
water fountain or something?
There is a water fountain. Yes, there is. It's a small,
So-
like, stone one with the 2 levels of, like, the one with
Yeah.
the. Yeah.
Can we like kind of hold it and then kind of like put my hand in it and make it like spray?
So as you go up to it, the first thing you see is that the water fountain is just like encrusted with gum, because that's what school kids do to water fountains. And the second one, you press the button and it gives that pathetic little like of water coming out of it. Yes, Cad. Yes.
Do a little look around. Is anyone watching? Is there anyone?
There doesn't seem to be. It is midday on a random day of the week. You don't know what day it is actually right now, based off of date and time.
Are you about to?
You don't see anyone at the moment.
With a small act of vandalism. Yeah.
Yep.
The one that's gummed up. I just take out my short sword. I'm gonna cut right through it.
Okay.
Oh!
So you, thunk, and as Annie is sitting there trying to
Cadmus!
figure it out, Cad just walks up, shears off the top of it, and water begins to bubble out like a little guy.
That was
and just starts
unnecessary.
spilling onto the ground.
It was already broken. Maybe they'll come fix it now.
It just be cleaned. All right. Well, can I make a rainbow? Can I make like a spray of water now?
There is not the water pressure with which to make a rainbow. It is.
Press it with
All
your
right,
thumb,
well-
maybe.
It is
yes.
a pipe about yay
Yeah.
big, and it's going out of the top, rolling.
Yeah, if you press down on that and make it a tiny little spray, that'll.
Yeah, okay, you could try. I'm just saying it will be
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, I'll try that.
I'm gonna try.
Okay,
Oh.
make me a sleight of hand check.
Alright,
And
which
he's
one of us
assisting
is
you at
doing it?
advantage.
You can do
Oh,
it. You're stronger
okay,
than
so
me.
let's-
Wait, no. Are
This
you
is
dex?
sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Sleight
how
of hand
dex-
is dex.
How dexterous are you?
You know, slightly above average.
I'm +2.
Hang on.
You go. You go
Okay,
with advantage.
I'll do it.
Okay. The rest of you are standing there as the two of them have made this water fountain their project.
That's a 21.
I'm
Hey.
watching
I mean,
to make sure no one can
I
see
know
what's
Val's not here,
Sounds
but
good.
Callie's really dexterous. If you wanna,
I got a 21.
Callie. Okay. No, you've already rolled. Okay, sounds good. With some finagling and both of you holding your hands over the pipe, you are able to get a steady stream of water spraying out enough towards the sunlight to make a rainbow.
By the way, Kat and Callie were definitely the teenagers that hit water fountain. That hit what are the things? Fire hydrants.
Yeah, you know, yes.
We were
That's-
definitely those
that's-
kind of kids.
You're those pieces of shit. Yes.
Okay.
Wasting water.
As they're doing that, Luke will kind of dig into his bag, grab one of his drachmas, and be like, okay. Oh, Iris, goddess of the rainbow, show me Sylvia Marshall.
Okay. You
Yeet it.
yeet it, and the coin
Please walk.
disappears into the rainbow.
Okay.
And in the spray, you immediately have like intense sunlight coming out of the rainbow, as wherever your mother is at is much brighter than when you're at, and it takes a second for your eyes to adjust. And you see that the angle on her is kind of like camera up to the side. And you're looking down at her, and she is laying on her stomach, elbows up, with a pair of binoculars in her hands. And she's laying on what looks like rock of some kind, and is very bright. And she doesn't seem to have noticed you at this point.
Mom?
Look, okay.
You okay?
Yes? Yeah, you wasn't expecting it.
Sorry. I couldn't really, approach Iris message thing.
Yeah, she sits down the binoculars in front of her. What do you... yes? Have you made it to San Francisco yet?
About that. Where are you, actually?
Camping.
Where?
Somewhere that I'm not supposed to tell you. I raised you to be smart. You should understand if I can't tell you where I'm at, I am at...
Sorry, this is me not knowing what DM is trying to tell me.
So, Chiron explained to you that he can't help you with the thing, and no one's supposed to help you. So if I can't tell you where I'm at...
Right. Okay. Got it.
They're at where we need to be.
Huh.
Now, I've kept an eye out, because you said you were going to San Francisco, so I thought I would keep track of everything. Or you didn't say, but there were ways for me to find out.
Huh?
And...
How?
I mean, air spirits talk. Everything that you do. Honestly. Good job getting away from my Nemesis kids, though. That was scary to hear about.
Yes. Kind of scary to experience, you know?
However, I am where you will end up, and I haven't seen any major movements recently.
Right.
And I'm keeping an eye out.
Okay. So you're not at home. Okay. Right.
No, I haven't been home since we left.
Okay. Right. Because we were thinking we're in we're in LA right now, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The greater LA area. Yes.
We're in LA right now. I thought you might be home.
And you didn't call me first.
We flew.
On a plane?
No. Well, that would have been cool. Pegasi. We flew here.
Okay. No, I'm not home right now.
Right. Okay.
And honestly, I wouldn't go anywhere.
Addie's dad is missing.
As you like pop into frame.
Yeah, I pop in.
Also, Maya's here. She's okay.
Oh.
Hi, Miss Marshall.
That would explain a few things. Hi, Cadmus.
Hi,
Hello.
Mom.
Hi.
She's not your mom. What? How?
And she like leans back and dusts herself off and sits cross-legged on what looks like a large boulder. Very like brown gold color. Hi, kids. Her dad is missing?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would explain a few things.
What would it explain?
I have seen a mortal here recently that I was confused as to why they were here. He doesn't seem injured,
Okay.
but
Oh,
I
that's good.
would not let that satiate you.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't seem like he's in direct danger, but spending any amount of times with the people he's with would be problematic. So I would
Got
suggest you
it.
hurry and
Okay.
finish whatever you're doing in the Bay Area and get down here.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Do you think the Pegasi would take us further? Have they left yet? Maybe that would be smart.
They have not left yet, but you do remember Chuck saying that they had your route to LA done.
Right.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So we've got to go.
I
in
mean,
two
if you need
different
to,
directions.
borrow a car from someone.
Question.
Yes.
Does she, no, this is DM question.
Oh, yeah.
Does my mom own a car?
Yes.
Yes.
It is not at your house.
Does-
The
would-
last place you saw it was at the bar where you guys got attacked.
I was gonna say would our mom, but I think she'd be more of a public transport person.
No, she would be public transport,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Can I
Addie's dad
insight check
definitely
the
does.
mom?
Oh my god. Yeah. My dad.
was-
Is this a reprise of Not the Lexus?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Alexis.
Actually, your dad drives a Prius, thank you very much.
Lexus!
Fuck.
Ah.
Lexus!
Okay.
Steal Alexis.
Abby, go ahead and roll an insight. Annie, you had a thing?
Thank you.
Are you saying
Can't-
words? Because you're currently not speaking.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
There you go. What? Let's see here.
No.
Nope.
Head
I'll tell
empty,
you
no
if we hear
words.
anything. You might need to leave and come back real quick.
17 on that insight.
She seems like she's being completely honest.
Sorry, my microphone somehow got unplugged. What is the age to drive in California? Like, at what
In
age can
California,
you get your
permit
license?
is like 15 is when you can start getting your learner's permit, and then you
Mhm.
can, and then like 16.
So, in New York, it's like you can get your license at 17, I think. I don't know. I got my license in Florida. But, so Annie would have her permit. Could we assume that Luke... Oh, wait, Luke would also have his permit because he just... turned
Addie would
16.
have her permit too.
We all have
Yo,
our permits.
thus
None
far-
of us have a license.
We
I
all know
can't
that
drive.
the only one that's confirmed, if anyone wants to say anything right now, to definitely knowing how to drive is Cadmus, because Cadmus is the one who drove you in session 1.
Yeah.
And we were all
Annie would know how to drive. If you think her father wouldn't have spent many nights just teaching her,
I mean, that's fine. You
she
Sure.
I
definitely
do
has
not
to learn
know
her
how to
permit.
drive.
Thank you.
Uh-uh.
Thank you, Abby. I appreciate you as a human.
She
She is
no
from
way.
upstate New York, where you have to drive everywhere.
Okay.
Or walk everywhere.
All I know is Maya definitely doesn't know how to drive.
She does.
Yeah.
Just not legally.
Wow.
So, and the Pegasi have not left yet, but they are still eating grass.
Okay.
Uh,
So DM question.
yeah.
Does Addie Addie knows where the car keys are kept if he didn't have them with him? Like if they
There's a bowl
were
on the counter that they would be in.
Yeah, there's a bowl on the counter. Okay.
Okay.
I know we said we didn't really want to go inside, but if Maya's vision said it wouldn't be, bad or good, I know where the car keys are.
Okay. Got ourselves a car. Nice.
Resourceful.
That
Good gas
works.
mileage too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the worst part about California. I'm sorry, kids.
I mean,
Yes.
If you make your way to our house, there's some cash in a box under my bed, but other than
Got
that, I can't help you.
Okay.
We can try that maybe.
Okay.
Would it be safe to go
Oh.
back there?
Luke, if you go home, and I don't know if
Right.
you want to, because I did say you probably want to stay away from all of the places they know we're at.
Okay.
If you go, check the cabinet above the fridge. Behind the olive oil, you'll know what I'm talking about when you get there.
Right. Got it. Cabinet above the fridge, behind the olive oil. Specifically behind the olive oil. That's very
Yes.
precise. Okay, got it. Yep.
I don't know if you'll have any use for it, but somebody there will.
Got it.
Hi, my name is
Thanks.
Annie Antigone.
This is Annie.
Can you specify? Because we don't. If it's worth.
I don't think she
Uh,
can, because quest
Because
stuff.
that would be helping you. I can't
Yeah.
help you with your quest. I might be able to say, oh, I don't want you to look behind the olive oil.
They all technically this isn't my quest. If they all just.
Oh,
walk
this
away,
isn't your
you could tell
quest?
me.
Oh, okay.
Hi, no.
Yes.
I
Okay, well then that's
met
fine.
them after camp. So you
there-
can tell me.
From my younger days, I keep a small box with a bronze choker in it. That should help you out.
What does it do?
It depends. Have you guys
Also-
killed anything big recently?
I killed the Macedonian sea serpent
That should
a
work.
few months ago.
Try giving those try using those together, and you'll see how it figures out. I don't know the exact benefits it'll give you.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
You know a lot for a clear-sighted mortal.
And that's where that conversation is gonna end. So, it's nice to meet you, Annie. You seem wonderfully cute. Please keep your hands off my son. Everyone else,
no,
it's been a good day, but I think
Mom.
I
Mom,
see
you-
some people,
what?
so I'm gonna go ahead and end
What?
this call. I
What?
love you, honey.
How?
And
Hold on. Wait.
Oh, I nearly let go. I nearly let go when that happened. Oh my god. Oh. Oh.
What?
That's
How?
gotta be awkward, buddy. Let's go.
That's not that.
Deep red, just not even making eye contact with
Yep.
Luke.
Same.
That's rough, buddy.
Okay.
Maya's just giggling
Addie?
wildly.
Cool. Something.
They are never holding
are we
hands
going to
ever
mine? Or are we
again.
going to Addie's?
Did you? No, you talk. I mean, did you say my? No, I mean, yep.
No.
I mean, Luke, if your house is nearby, I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to get the
might
cash.
be a good idea.
Point of clarification. Luke's house is farther than your house at the moment,
Oh,
Addie. Because you
okay.
flew away from his house to get to the skate park.
Right.
So do we want to get the car
go to
first?
your house, get the car, and then go to his house, and then go to
Okay,
Yeah, I
Sanford.
think that's
That
probably
Yeah,
the
let's
best.
do
Yes.
it. Let's do
Okay.
it.
Okay. So, are you guys going to just walk to Addie's house?
I mean,
Might as well.
save money.
All right, give me a second. I gotta roll some shit. If you're walking.
Save big
I want to
money.
What the f-
DM point of
Yep.
order. I would very much like to be keeping my item like I did a couple of sessions ago, where I'm doing my very utmost to peer through the mist everywhere we go.
Okay.
I'm also keeping a lookout, so he can get advantage.
Good to know. Okay.
I have
Roll
my
a
cat.
perception check at advantage. Because you're no
Okay.
longer in the air, so you actually get advantage.
Oh, that's a 2 and a natural 20.
Okay. Natural 20.
Shit.
As you're
That
walking,
20 counter.
you do not run into anything or see any creatures along your route. Addie very easily is able to take you from this park, which she's passed a couple of times on her way to auditions. Walk past her favorite Starbucks. Walk through a neighborhood that has a lot of cool shops. Through an apartment complex, all the way up to a larger building that looks like a large apartment building. And you see that there is these beautiful gardens out front, and there is this double-doored front entrance with glass doors that you can walk through.
I make a sad face when I pass the Starbucks because I don't know if I can afford that right now.
You guys that
And
broke? Ooh, good to know.
no, I use the app so that I can get the stars, but
Mhm.
like my phone is broken, so like whatever.
You could always download it onto Sylvia's phone.
That's true. I really could.
No.
Is Sylvia's phone a smartphone?
Yeah,
No, it's
it's
not.
like an older generation Galaxy. Yes, I said it's a
Oh.
bricky
It's a
Android phone. That's a
shitty
new
Yeah,
generation.
we've been new.
Whatever.
Also,
Anyway, I make
no.
a sad face when I pass my favorite Starbucks. And
You
I
even see like a couple of the baristas that you really like and are friends with. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to just see if the door's unlocked.
Okay, well, you guys can walk into the building. You hit the elevator door, or like the elevator number. You go up the door. As you guys go up to the 15th floor, and pop out of the elevator. And there's a small hallway where there are 2 doors, and you know that yours is the one on the left. And you go up, and you wiggle the handle, and it is locked.
Well, that is comforting in a sense. When I was taken to New York, I'm guessing I had like a key chain on
You
my
do.
bag. Okay.
You do still.
Key in
Yes,
the
you still
lock
have your keys.
turd.
Okay.
Oh my
The door
god.
opens outwards.
Okay.
And the first thing that hits you when you open the door is a stench.
Oh, I don't like that.
It smells like rot and awfulness as you open the door.
Oh no.
Did they leave the fridge open?
I check the fridge.
So you step in and the
Maya
smell
has her
hits you
bow
like a
out.
wall. And the first thing is Maya pulls her bow out. The first thing that hits you when you walk in is just like that wave of just like semi-warm air as you realize the AC in your section is not on at the moment, and it's been a warm day. And you pop in and it just stinks. It's like that sweet, sickly, like almost wet smell.
Oh my god.
You walk in and you see like the rug that you and your dad spent days picking out just on the floor. There's the couch with the large TV, and the walls are just plastered and framed photos of different covers that you've been on. and then you walk past a small like countertop kitchenette into the main kitchen, where the radiating from the fridge is just rotting food because it has been weeks since anyone has been here.
Okay.
Let's just get the car.
Okay. Go to the counter for the car keys.
Okay.
They are there, right?
There is a bowl on the counter, and you walk over and you peer into it, and there is nothing in the bowl.
Oh god!
Was there a car?
You would have to check the garage behind the building.
Garage behind the building. Okay.
I can hire a car.
There are a couple other places you could check if you wanted to try and see, but that's where your dad normally leaves
I'll do
them.
that. Also, would I happen to know my dad's safe code?
Yeah, absolutely, because you have to pull the passports out occasionally when you fly, stuff like that.
Check that to see if there's some extra cash in there.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So you walk around the house for a bit, and as you like walk away from the fridge, it's not nearly as bad of a smell. The rest of you can filter in if you'd like.
I'm checking the liquor cabinets.
Okay.
Oh my god, that smells like
Well,
death!
Cad has
first-
got...
Okay. No, go for it, Kat.
Well, Cad's got his weapon out. He's just doing a sweep of the place.
Okay.
My
all right,
keeping
good to know.
guard outside.
So, V, you immediately like make a break for the kitchen, just like power walking over, and you start checking the lower cabinets where it's like normally people keep their alcohol. After like 5 minutes of looking, no alcohol. Addie's father does not drink.
Damn it!
Sorry.
There. Okay, actually, point of order though. Let me see if there would be any left. Okay. There's a little bit above the stove of a cooking wine. That's there if you wanted to try that. If you wanted to try that.
I'm gonna smell it.
No!
V is stupid.
It
she's
doesn't
not-
smell like wine you should drink. It smells almost like a vinaigrette. It's not.
V, can't you just make alcohol if you want it? Why do you have to?
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Yep, that's it.
Okay. Addie, you walk back past your room to your dad's room, where you see that there is the safe in his walk-in closet. You walk in and easily enough open it up. You open it and you see there is a large photo album on top of stacks of manila envelopes, and there's like another envelope off to the side, and then it kind of spooks you because you didn't realize this was in the safe. You look down and you see a small black handgun with a small box of about 26 rounds of ammunition next to it.
Damn.
Are they bronze?
Bang bang.
No.
And he didn't even have it with him right now. Rip.
Wouldn't be much use to him.
I know, but it would have done a little bit of something, I'm sure. Okay. Can I check the side envelope to see
Sure.
if that's cash?
You pull it out and it's a small white envelope, maybe this big, and it's just got Sharpied in your dad's very curly, nice writing. It just has written vacation funds on it. And you open it up and you swallow a little bit because there's about $3,000 in $100 bills in there.
Okay. I'm going to make a wisdom save really quick.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that's a 7.
Take the money. Steal the money. Take it all.
I will take...
understand.
Okay, listen, here's the thing. Addie loves vacations. Vacation funds are always important.
Mhm.
However, you can't have a vacation if your dad's not alive.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, you can. It just will be a dadless vacation.
Yeah, you kind of need money to get to dad. Maybe I will try not to spend it all. If everything turns out okay, I'll give it back.
Oh, you can take the envelope. You very quickly
We'll
stuff
take
the envelope
money
into your
off
bag,
The Iamida
Grab
is
it.
cold.
and you can mark
corpses.
$3,000 into your account.
Yeet!
Damn. Nice.
And
I feel so much better. Maybe I'll get myself a Starbucks after all. I'm just kidding.
you're gonna whip out $100 bill to pay at Starbucks.
Be one of those people.
$100 is fine.
I've done it
Pay for
before.
gas, though.
They were not happy.
So as you kind of turn around to leave the room, having gotten what you needed out of the safe, you actually something catches your eye as you look at the bed. And the bed, your dad, you know how your dad gets dressed every morning. He pulls his crisp shirt out, he irons it, he has it on a hanger, and he has he always leaves his watch, his tie, and a couple other things, and his belt on the bed. And you look and you see laying there on the bed is a dusty tie, a wallet, a phone, a watch, a belt, a set of keys, and a pair of socks.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Sorry, my dog is barking, but I need to talk.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, I don't want to leave that stuff there for people to come in and steal it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I fit his watch, wallet, phone, and keys in my bag?
Sure. You could also fit it in the safe that's there if you just want to keep it safe.
That's true. But if I see him, I want him to be able to have his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it with me. I'll take it with me.
It's a good thing you decided to take the car keys with you.
Oh yeah, ha ha ha. I was thinking more about the wallet and the phone, like, because and the watch, because that's probably his Rolex.
Yeah, it's a really expensive watch.
Yeah. All right, I'll put that in my bag, and I will prep my hand over my mouth again.
Do you stop by your room at all?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you grabbing from there?
Okay. Oh man. I will actually just take out all the clothes I've been wearing. That's future Addie's problem for laundry purposes. But I will grab fresh clothes and maybe better shoes if
Yeah, you had taken kind of like your nice, like, ooh, I'm gonna go to camp sneakers. Then you go and you grab your hiking boots from whenever you do the trails, like north of like Beverly Hills. You grab those and put those on instead.
Yeah, and what do I say? Do you think I would have this sometimes? Like, how am I doing on like perfume and deodorant?
It's
and,
been like 2 weeks. You're fine on that.
Okay. What else would be helpful to me? Hair stuff. More bobby pins and
So
ponytails.
you take some time and you can give me a list if you'd like of the things that you gather from your room.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
Yeah, sorry.
Cadmus, you said you were poking around the apartment. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Doing the old clear the room. 18 plus nothing.
So this is a relatively small, like it's a penthouse, so it takes up half the top of this building, but it is relatively still humble. There is one guest room, the rooms the Addies disappeared to. You see one additional bathroom on the main hallway. There's a kitchen. There's the front room. You just start kind of poking around every once in a while, and eventually you're like, okay, there's nothing in this apartment. And you go and you sit down on the couch, and then you feel something move under your ass.
Oh,
it's a mimic! Stop it!
No, the show is a mimic. Are you kidding? No, absolutely not.
No, this show is a mimic. This is Skin Related.
This show is a mimic, but you should go see the show is a mimic on Saturday mornings at 11:30 PST. But you feel something moving immediately. It's like fire. You're like up. You are out of it. You have your sword at the ready to go, and you see these two, and the rest of you who are in the front room see Cad sit down and immediately pop back up and turn, and you see these curly, brown, and like beige spiraled bits start poking out from between the couch covers, and then behind it another set of horns. As these four horns rise up from out of the couch, as behind them this neon green scaled body squishes itself from impossibly thin crack in the couch, and it squeezes through, almost 6 inches wide, fitting through a hole that's maybe that big.
I just want to say, as soon as I saw its head, I'd be fucking cutting that shit.
You can cut at it. Next time on this show is Dungeons and Demigods. That's where we're ending it there.
Oh
Are
my
you shitting me?
god!
All I'm gonna
Oh my
say
God.
is, Cat is right 100% of the time. Fuck!
Well, thank you all for watching. We're gonna raid the paper dungeon again. 3rd episode of Between the Rows, but oh my god.
You're
Fucking
this
damn it.
Something.
is
All right.
fun, guys. Hey guys, I went through
Uh,
a session without giving you trauma.
no, that ending counts.
My nightmare? That's not trauma to you
No,
because
that's normal D&D stuff. That's normal D&D stuff.
Okay, all I'm saying
Antigone
is,
is
they
just
must
always
have,
traumatized.
they must have definitely.
Anyway,
Antigone
sorry,
has been traumatized since she was
Aaron.
introduced.
Anyway, everybody.
Yeah,
pretty
we're gonna
sure
go
what my mom
raid the
said to
paper
me
dungeon.
We're gonna go
was pretty
paper
traumatizing. To
dungeon.
Luke, it was traumatizing.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody. Bye.
I have not been sewing.